Welcome to the Wicked Radio Network.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at weebygeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
This is Ross Marquand, Aaron from The Walking Dead, and you're listening to the 365Flicks podcast.
Geek Speak, the definitive 365 cut. These are the meaningless ramblings of a Scottish redone whore and a pissy ex-video store clerk. Their ongoing mission is to set right the movie wrongs. They're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes! That's what I'll be chanting after I win this title tonight, motherfucker.
Is it though?
Yeah. You listen to the 365Flicks podcast. I am Chris.
And I am still...
For now. Yep.
Yeah.
You're listening to the big, massive episode 40.
Episode 40.
Who'd have thunk it?
Like, you're only like a couple of years away from that.
I'm from episode 40? I'm doing episode 40 right now.
From being 40.
Don't be an asshole.
I like to start on a high, and then it all goes downhill from there.
Well, fuck you. Yeah, how are you getting on?
Awesome. I had a nice little snoozy day to myself, and not really done much today. Still the 365Flicks champion, and it's just time to get some verbal on. It's been a wee while.
Well, we've kind of had, guests on and stuff and things.
It has, but it's like sitting just me and you now doing it by ourselves. Just feels a bit strange.
This happened to us last year.
This did happen to us last
year. Where we
year.
went a good, 2 months without actually doing an episode, just us two, and then we kind of didn't know what to say to each other.
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're there now.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be fine though.
Anyway, we had a good episode last episode with Gary. That was, and then we had Cavan on before that.
It's great having Gary on. I enjoyed having Gary on.
Yeah, I owe Gary a pint. If hopefully we'll see him when we go to Glasgow. I owe Gary a pint. He did me a good turn. We were talking comic books and stuff like that. He gave me some quite good advice for something that's on the cooker.
But remember what Cavan said. Have an idea, finish the idea, put it out there. That's advice from a man who knows his shit. And then you suck. I looked for. Seeked? Sought.
Jesus.
You sought the advice of
I sucked the... Well...
He sought the advice of another man who knows his shit. And he's given you some good advice.
He has.
Which is really cool of the guy.
Yep.
And when we go to Glasgow, we are meeting him. And we are going to... We will. If he's going to come along for the bants, we'll go for the bants.
I don't say bants. Don't be such a prick. Anyway, so hopefully Gary's listening to this episode, and thank you again, man. And if we see you in Glasgow, I will buy you a pint or a couple.
Well, to be fair, he's the award-winning artist who's got a comic book out there. He's probably making money hand over fist. I think he could buy the rounds, to be fair.
It's a bit arsey, isn't it?
Well, I suppose he is from Glasgow, though, so... Yeah, they're a bit thingy with their money, aren't they?
Are they?
Well, most of them's on benefits. Not Gary, though.
So, tonight we're going to be talking... we're going to be talking our normal news bit, our news roundup.
There goes the Glasgow audience.
Yeah. I've got a few bits of news to talk about. You got anything?
I've got a couple of little bits.
Awesome.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about the movies that are coming up for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you really wanted to get into this.
Yeah, well, why not? We've seen two pretty huge ass movies in the last couple of months.
3. Deadpool.
Oh yeah, shit. Bygones. So yeah, why not talk about this? Why not talk about what's coming up, what we're looking forward to, what we're not so much looking forward to?
Well, to be fair, we did do that at the start of last year, and then we kind of didn't do it at the start of this year. Because at the start of last year, we rounded off 2014, and
we did,
and we said what we were looking forward to in 2015. We didn't really do that in this year.
Yeah, well, we're busy. What are you going to do?
We were busy. Plus, we're getting pretty damn fucking good at this. So it's like you have to cut the shit and keep the good stuff in.
Yeah, the start of this episode is not a good example.
The start of this episode is not, but once I've done my master editing, it will sound awesome. So.
It will. It will.
It will.
We've got a nice cheeky top 5 for you guys tonight. We're talking. I'm going to explain this properly here.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking top 5 movie quotes that you would find yourself using from day to day.
Yes.
If you're talking to someone while you're having a pint.
Yes.
Or whatever else other people drink, I don't know. You would throw a cheeky movie quote in there and not think twice about it. That's our top 5. It's a bit wordy, so we'll just say top 5 movie quotes.
I found this like easy and hard because like you know me. I pretty much quote movies verbatim. Like, that is pretty much my thing. Like,
I found it this is actually probably one of the easier top 5s I've done because I've been told, when I'm sat in the pub, a few weeks ago, somebody said to me, do you realise how many fucking movie quotes you say to me? And I didn't realise that, but I didn't care.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I don't realise I do that either because I said to Lindsay what we were doing, and she was like, "Oh, well, that's the easiest top 5 you'll ever do." Because you don't have an original thought in your head, which I thought was nice.
Wow!
And so I sat down and I was like, right, let's get this top 5 done. And I had my number 1 like straight away, my number 1, and it's going to be no surprise to anybody what my number 1 is.
Well, I think you could probably guess what my number 1 is going to be as well.
Yeah, I think yours will be. Are you not entertained?
It's not that.
But yeah, so I was like sat there and I was like, right, let's get this top 5 done. So my number 1 was like, and I was like, but everyday life, what do I use? And then, I'll be honest with you, she did give me quite a bit of help. She was like, yeah, you say that all the time. You say that all the time. You really say that all the time.
I think I just guessed what you're... Yeah, okay. Then we're going to be doing... We'll get to the movie quotes. Don't you worry about that. Then, so, to finish off the episode, Kev is going to be defending his title.
Retaining my title.
He's going to be defending his title.
Retaining it.
Well, you've got to defend it first before you retain it, you dumb shit.
So,
wow, that was harsh. I'm sorry.
This is the 365Flicks title, or if you're Big Dev, it's the 365Fucks title. We like to keep that in there, because it pleases him. And let's be honest, not much pleases Dev.
Well,
so yeah, I'll be defending this for. I think this is the 3rd time. Mm-hmm. I won it at the Oscars the first time. I won it via shenanigans at WrestleMania.
Well. It was a draw at WrestleMania.
No, I won it.
No, it was the draw. It was 2-2.
I was holding onto the rope. I got the count out. I win. Okay, so...
You didn't get a count out because it was a draw.
I won it through shenanigans.
Shut up. So you've won it once and then you retained it by default the second time.
No, did we not say that if it's a draw, right, the current champion chooses who keeps the belt, who has the belt? Was that not the thing?
No.
Or am I just making that up in my head?
If you've got the belt and it's a draw, you retain the belt.
Right. So I won. So it wasn't shenanigans. I won fairly and justly, and you just said that.
It wasn't fairly. It was a liberty.
Yeah, well, I only won the Oscars because fucking DiCaprio.
Yeah, because we were both shit.
One right prediction in the Oscars. That is not a movie fan. Does that not make us?
Well,
I was a little bit gutted at that.
Yeah, but well.
And let's be honest, DiCaprio shouldn't have won it for The Revenant anyway.
No, he shouldn't have.
But that's not for
But there you go. So the title defence tonight is going to involve a card game that I bought on Amazon.
Ooh.
And it's a movie buff quiz.
A movie buff quiz.
Movie buff quiz. It's already hard to say. I've already had one can of beer.
Meaning we are going to do shite at this.
So we've got. I've not looked at any of the cards. I swear to you.
Swear to me.
Ooh.
Yep, that's not my top 5 by the way.
Oh, right, okay. I've not looked at any of the cards. I have no idea how hard or easy the questions are. We could look at these later on and think, yeah, we've got to think of something else.
We'll be sitting there going to sudden death on 0-0.
Like, what colour of mauve was on Boba Fett's helmet in Empire Strikes Back?
No, don't do that. Honestly, if that's the crack, I'm not playing.
Yeah, if it's that kind of shit, I'm not doing that. So I think when we come and do it later on, we've got cards there. We'll each pick 5 cards, just like a penalty shootout, and whoever's got the most at the end is the champ.
Me.
That'll be me.
It probably will be you because I'm really not feeling on point tonight.
Yeah, but don't say that because every time you've fucking said that, I don't win it. So anyway,
I would just like to point out though before we crack on that I am suffering from a little bit of the old sniffly whifflies. So if I do keep sniffing and it's annoying you, shut the fuck up. Just keep listening, okay?
me.
No, just me
Oh.
and the people listening. So before we crack on, would you like to do some pimpage of the places people can find us?
Sure, why the devil not? So
Why the devil not? You're such a cheeky chap.
Since we spoke to Ian McNeice, I'm all pushing that now. Again.
It is that Mr. McNeese? Yeah, he was awesome.
Yep.
I listened to that episode again the other day. I like listening to old episodes. Do you ever listen to the old episodes?
Oh no, I'm listening to that again.
Why not? See,
because I've got Tidal now, so I've been listening to all music and stuff.
The thing is, we're at a bit of an odds here because when we record it, I hear it, and then I edit it, and I have to listen to it all the way through, and I'm taking all I'm taking all that shit out.
Is that mostly me?
So by the time the episode's ready to go, I really could not give a fuck about listening to it again. So then 5-6 months later, it's pretty cool going back. Although if you are going to go back, stay away from episodes 1 to 8.
Or if you want to hear us sound like a couple of pricks, then by all means go and listen to episodes 1 to 8.
No, it's good. The content is great. We just sound shit. Back when we were doing it over Skype. And no offence to any podcasters out there who do it over Skype, because I listen to many podcasts that do it over Skype. It's just not for us anymore, is it?
The guys at Another Damn Wrestling Show do it over Skype.
Yeah, but they have, right? And I've figured this out now. They have, is it Matt? Is Matt the one that wasn't on the last episode? He's kind of the main host.
Yes.
He has got, is a New York accent?
No, Joe's got the New York accent.
Well, not him then, because apart from sounding like a sexy Barry White, Joe's accent's cool. But I love Matt's accent. He's sort of a little bit of Edward Norton crossed with Max Landis. And he kind of comes across that way to me, and I love listening to his voice. Joe as well, but you know.
You've been thinking about that way too much.
But then again, should we be talking about Another Damn Wrestling Show, seeing as you're
Well, I've actually, before we get to the pimpage in a second, I've actually got something to tell you.
Oh shit!
No, it's not that. It's not what you think.
That's it. We're dying. We're dying on our ass.
It's not what you think.
The show's over. Everybody, all right? I'm going to cut it off now.
Yeah, my bottle went, and I've made some changes on my draft.
No, already?
Yeah.
You haven't even done a paper. You've done one pay-per-view.
I've done one pay-per-view and I only got 20 points.
So you've got rid of Sasha.
I've not got rid of Sasha.
You've got rid of, don't say Becky.
I got rid of Becky Lynch.
Why?
Because
Emma's injured.
Yeah, well, thing is, right, you've got all this shit going on between Charlotte and fucking the Canadian woman. What's her name?
Natalia.
Aye, that one. And that's not going anywhere. And Becky Lynch hasn't got a match on this one because Emma's injured. So you have to think about the pay-per-views.
But Paige is coming back. She got a win against her. At Raw. Was it Raw?
On Raw, yeah, but that doesn't make a match.
But they're not just going to give her a win against the champ for nothing. Otherwise, why would they give it to Paige?
Nah. So Becky Lynch is gone, and I've put Dolph Ziggler in there.
Oh, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be at every fucking pay-per-view.
And instead of Samoa Joe, who's on NXT, which was a really stupid thing to do.
Your bottle really has crashed here.
It has. Instead of Samoa Joe, I've got Rusev.
Oh, no. Well, he's not going anywhere either. And he's probably going to win this
I said that
month.
to Joe and Matt earlier on, that he needs to win this fucking title on Sunday against that little midget fella.
Yeah. And then leave.
Because that's what I'm going to do when I win the title tonight. I'm going to fuck off to Another Damn Wrestling Show.
I'll tell you what, man. If you fucking leave 365 for Another Damn Wrestling Show, I will do what I said, and I will draft in Kev Wright and Brigger, and we will become a better Damn Wrestling Show. We will go
There's
that.
There's got to be some kind of infringement there.
There's a better, completely different.
Yeah, I'm coming for you if you do that shit.
You can head this way. I'm not bothered. Fucking, I'm going to have Brigger on my team, and he's just going to go all some people just want to
I'm not going to leave 365 Flicks, you dumb prick.
I know you're not. Who else would actually keep you?
Oh. Oh, it's like that.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Well,
Bros over another damn wrestling show, always.
it is a good show,
But
though.
as I was saying, it is a good show, and I do like listening to them, and I feel we've plugged them enough that we can move on. You know, they basically gave us like one little line, one little throwaway
Yeah,
line.
I wanted to tell you about Becky Lynch because I knew you'd have beef with that.
No, why would you get rid of Becky Lynch?
Because I'm not getting rid of Sasha because it's Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch isn't going to be on a fucking pay-per-view anytime soon, so...
Because of Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still think Becky Lynch will get a time. I think
No,
she'll...
what it was, I read the other day on the internet, they're keeping Sasha Banks off TV because they're going to be doing a story with her.
Like Untold Divas.
Fuck that.
No?
No, like a story as in hopefully involving the belt, so...
Alright.
So I'm kind of hoping for that.
Aye.
But anyway, so you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter, just look for @365FlicksPod. You can also find us on Tangibar Network, Wicked Radio Network. You can find us on, what the fuck am I? Geeky Antics Network Global.
Yep, well done.
I know, I've got it fucking nailed right now.
Nailed it!
Yeah. Our British home, nerdly.co.uk. Awesome website.
Yeah, I love being
Go
on
and have a look at
Nerdly.
that right now. Well, not right now, just
No.
listen to us first.
Listen to us first, and then go and have a look.
Have I missed any?
Yep.
I'm sure I've missed
You've
some.
missed one, but I'm not telling you.
We Geeks.
We well done. You're on form tonight. You are on form.
Shit.
Shit.
I'm
Is
taking
that in your
that
top 5?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so we're at all those places. You can find us on the Satchel app. You can find us on the Stitchers. You can find us on your Android phones, because I always forget about the Android phones. So find yourself a nice little like a third-party app to play podcasts, and just grab us, put us in your ears and have a listen. One of the best places you can get to us, even though I'm not a big fan of Apple, one of the best places you can get to us, because it really helps the show, is via iTunes. And if you go on iTunes, you'll find us at 365 Flicks Podcast. Subscribe on there, and if you do like some of the shit we're saying, leave us a little review. You know, I'd say 3 to 5 stars.
5 stars.
Everybody's given us 5 stars, but I mean 3 to 5 stars, I'd be happy with that. And yeah, do that, and it gets us a little bit more help. There's like some whole like algorithm analytical bollocks on iTunes, and that's what it's all about. It's like people like reviewing and bollocks like that. But you know what?
Yeah, just do it. Go.
But we're everywhere, so have a look. Just Google us, 365 Flicks, you'll find us. Probably like 6 pages deep, but we're on there. We also have the webpage.
That's right, we do.
Which is flying. I'm loving the webpage. We got that out there. That's just another place that we can put everything. It's all in one place. It's all there. We've got a nice little about page, nice little contact page. And I've been putting on some like comic book reviews, because we started getting sent comic books, which is pretty fucking cool.
It is very cool.
So I've been doing something like that. I put one on today for Tank Girl's new comic book, which comes out tomorrow. Today is the 17th. This comes out on the 18th. Awesome comic book. Did I send it to you? I sent it to you, didn't I?
You did, yeah. But I've been reading Guardian Devil
Have a read of it.
of Tank Girl.
Aye.
Yeah.
Have a read.
I was going to say, I'm not getting on very well with Guardian Devil. It's a bit...
Is that the Daredevil one that
Yeah.
Kevin Smith wrote?
Yeah, I'm really... I like the Batman ones that he did, you know, and I was wanting to try, after I watched Daredevil Season 2, I was wanting to try a cheeky Daredevil comic. I'm not getting on very well with that. I keep on just phasing out and just
I think it's like...
fucking pissing about on my phone instead.
I don't know if it's that one, but I think if it is that one that Kevin Smith wrote, like issue 6 or 7, Spidey comes into it.
I don't know if I'm going to get that far, to be honest.
It's good. It is good. I remember reading it back in the day, and I kind of wish that that's what the movie was based on, the Affleck movie, but they didn't base it on that. They took little bits and pieces from it, but I'm not going to give Kevin Smith too much airtime, so let's just carry on.
Anyway.
Actually, no.
Oh.
This is partly news, right? Can we all get off this whole thing about Kevin Smith doing a couple of episodes of Arrow? All right? I watched the Flash episode he did, and it was good, but it wasn't any better than any other episode this series.
I don't know if I've gotten that far.
I think it's the Runaway Dinosaur, it's called.
Has it got a runaway dinosaur in it?
No.
Oh, what's a stupid name, isn't it?
It's a good episode. It's a very good episode. However, halfway through the episode or 3/4 or some way through the episode. And don't get me wrong, right? If I got a job as a director on a TV show or a movie, yes, I would say, Chris, would you like a role in my movie or TV show? I'd bring you on there. I'd let you have a shot at it. But when you're watching The Flash and Jason Mewes turns up...
Oh, you are joking me.
In a ridiculous, throwaway, shitty little scene, I was sat there going, okay, I'm out. It completely pulled me out of the show.
But answer me a question. Does he, like, is he sort of speaking to, Cisco and what have you, and he goes like, I feel like you're Obi-Wan, I'm Ben Kenobi, and
a line like that.
Han Solo, and I fucked that up completely.
A line like that I would have been okay with, but he literally...
You wouldn't have been able to see it in that fucked up bar on The Flash, though.
He basically comes in and he does Jason Mewes. He is Jason Mewes. But now there's like this whole thing that Stephen Amell's getting involved with it. Everybody's like, Kevin Smith has to come and direct a couple of episodes and write a couple of episodes of Arrow. Woo! You're like, I'm as big a Kevin Smith fan as anyone else. I think he's fallen off a little bit as of late, but that episode to me was no better than any other episode that I've seen of The Flash, period.
Well, I'm more of an Arrow fan anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched The Flash. It's okay. I prefer Arrow.
But Supergirl on the CW now.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that.
That's me segueing into the news.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm just slippily sliding into the news.
It's fucking episode 40. We're professional as bastards here.
Yeah. Like, sooner or later, there's going to be no editing. No, that'll not happen. When you start your little rants, I have to cut that shit out.
Well, that's coming in a minute.
But yeah, Supergirl is, for those who don't know, and if you don't know, you're a bit late to the game. Didn't want to say the other word there, but you're a bit late to the game. Supergirl has moved over to the CW for Season 2. It's also moved up to Vancouver, which I think could be a fantastic thing because that's where The Flash and Arrow are filmed.
So more crossovers, baby.
Crossovers galore.
I've not seen the crossover episodes of The Flash. It's not
up to much.
The UK pace is just crap when it,
I haven't watched any Supergirl. If I'm honest, I've not watched any of the series, but I got that episode on. I put that episode on to watch it, and I had no idea why they bothered.
What?
It just
moving it over.
It was just a bit pointless. No, like the crossover. I just thought.
Oh, right, I see.
It probably done wonders for Supergirl's ratings. Although, from what I can tell, it's not suffering that much. I think CW.
You know what? I think with Supergirl, I've stood up for Supergirl. I watch it every week. I think it's a good show. Is it as good as Flash and Arrow? No, it's not. But I still think it could be.
Yeah.
And you go back to season 1 of Arrow. At least the first part of the season 1 of Arrow was shaky as all hell.
Oh yes, definitely.
Definitely,
it was terrible.
I mean, you watched it later than I did, Kev. I had to tell you to bear with it.
Yeah.
Because it got better. It's getting there. Supergirl is getting there, and when it gets there, I'm going to be a cocky little bastard about it.
I do think when it goes over to CW, I might binge that first series, just in preparation.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's a good show.
Is Martian Manhunter any good in it?
He's all right.
Nah.
He's okay.
Nah.
He's relatively badass.
And what's Ally McBeal like?
She's awesome.
In Ally McBeal?
Aye.
Oh, we've done that before.
Rehashing old jokes. We can't be doing that. It's episode 40. God damn it. So speaking of being a cocky cock,
okay,
betting has been suspended on Tom Hiddleston
becoming
James Bond. I called it.
You called this months ago.
I think you should play the Daniel Bryan thing again.
And I remember when you
hang fire in case he isn't announced as it.
I remember when you said that because the Night Manager was obviously on BBC. And you were like, oh, I'm going to say this now, and it's probably going to be wrong, but I think Tom Hiddleston, the next James Bond. And I sat there and went, no. Because I haven't seen The Night Manager, so I don't know how good he is or how bad he is. But as soon as that show came on, and as soon as you said that to me, in the next couple of days, it seemed to be everybody was saying it. And now
is that because our episode came out and everybody listened to the episode and they think they're right?
Well, personally, I think that's right. I think the 3 people that listened to that episode went out and said, you know what, by Jove, I think this kid's onto something.
By Jove, I think this kid is onto something. Yeah.
Pip, pip. And they went away and, they spread it around the internet.
But you see, the thing is, it doesn't matter if it's 3 people, it's which 3 people.
Exactly. I mean, we do have some I'm doing crap tonight.
Esteemed.
We do have some esteemed people listening to our show, like, Gary Chudley for 1, Brigger for 2. And I think they're like the most influential people you can have. So they've obviously listened to
You're going to have to mention Jeff as well, though.
Jeff.
Because Jeff from Hobie, man.
Oh, I always forget he's on that podcast.
He wasn't very happy that we said Brigger was Hobie.
He wasn't, was he? No, I saw that tweet.
Do better then.
he kind of
I'm
is.
joking. I'm joking.
I love him on that show. I love the way he's just like the guy that sits in the car. Like, I always imagine when I'm listening to Hobie, I always imagine that Brigger's like front and centre, cocky cock all the time, getting his like really, really bad impressions out there, thinking he's Don Juan DeMarco or something. And then you got Blake at the side, who's sort of like that child, that petulant child, who's like, I don't want to hear you speak anymore, so I'm going to speak over the top of you, and I'm going to do this.
Probably sat playing like Simpsons Tapped Out on his phone,
or Candy Crush,
or yeah.
And then you've got Jeff at the back, who's pretty much just tying the room together,
pissed off and angry, and just
he's just keeping everybody on point. He's like, Brigger, do your thing, Blake, do your thing, and I'm just going to sit back and watch this train wreck.
Like the scene in My Cousin Vinny.
Right.
Where they're doing the opening statements, and the guy, the guy out of Superman, the Lewis and Clark series, does his opening statement, and Joe Pesci just stands up and goes, "Everything that guy just says is bullshit." That's Jeff, isn't it? Really?
That's Jeff. Yeah, that's definitely Jeff. Like, I think he just kind of goes home and like in the car on the way home, he's kind of sitting there going, "What the fuck did I just listen to?"
The Michael Caine again.
No, he pokes the bear on that one because the two of them always set him up for the Michael Caine, and then they both complain about it. Like, they set him up, he knocks them down, and then they go, "Oh, again?" That's what I love about it. Absolutely, all honesty, guys, listen to History of Bad Ideas. This is one of the best podcasts I've come across. I've come across some absolute belters. But every week I love listening to them.
We love you guys.
They record on a Tuesday night. I usually go to work on a Wednesday morning. I'll come home for my lunch, and I'm able to download the new episode and listen to it in the van on the afternoon. I'm committed that way. I literally listen to that the day it drops. You
know what I normally do as well, just in case they're talking any smack about us?
Yeah,
so we can answer it straight away.
I like to know that we're not getting smack talked.
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, we are.
We are, yeah. What are you going to do?
It's because we're cheeky chaps.
Yeah.
So, crack on with your news.
So, next bit of news. There's been a bit of axiness going on with the networks in the US. There's been a lot of shows axed. Most of them crap. There's a couple that I'm a bit upset about.
Oh, tell me.
The first one is Agent Carter. I know you're not you weren't a fan of that. I really enjoyed the show, and I'm gutted that it's finished.
Was the writing not on the wall when they killed her in the movie?
Yeah, but it's set in the past.
Oh, no.
Stupid.
But then it's like, no, I'll be honest with you, I watched the first ever episode and that was enough for me.
But then, you can't with one episode do that.
You can.
No, you can't.
You very easily can.
No, you can't.
I do always say to Lindsay, you have to give it more than one episode. But I gave Peggy Carter one episode and I just dropped it. I was like, no. Mm-hmm. I'm not that bothered about all that, like, that timey, periody stuff. Like, it was set in that time. You're into all that. Like, that doesn't bother me.
Fair enough. I liked it, and you're wrong. The other one is The Muppets.
Oh, they cancelled that?
They've cancelled that.
I thought that was like a cash cow.
Pissed off about this. I don't know why.
You don't know why you're pissed off? Or
I don't know why. I don't know why they've cancelled it. After the season break, the mid-season break, they started pissing about with writers and all that kind of thing.
Right.
Like, they didn't know what they wanted it to be. Right. And I think they did the second part of the season, and then, which was really funny. It was a good show.
I have heard a lot of people say that the second half of the series was miles better.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that either. I thought the first half of the season was great. But yeah, I'm not happy with that. I think that had at least another 2 seasons in it.
Aye.
Yeah.
At least another 2.
At least another 2.
quite precise on those numbers.
Yeah, shut up. And the other one, it's not been axed exactly because it never actually got made, is they were going to be doing a spin-off show of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, this Mockingbird or whatever it is. Most Wanted.
Marvel's Most Wanted. It was going to be, I want to say Bobby and Hunter.
Yeah.
They wrote them out. They did an okay job of writing them out of the show, and they were going to be getting their own spin-off, and they cancelled it before they even started shooting this son of a bitch.
I'm not bothered.
What's the bloody point of that?
I'm not bothered about that.
But the thing is, they shouldn't have written them out in the first place because they were easily the best two characters in the show. So,
but that's the chick that was in Friday Night Lights, isn't it?
I have no idea. I've never watched that.
Yeah, I loved her in that.
The guy, he's a British lad, and he was in a TV show called Trolleyed.
Oh my God!
That's the only thing I've seen him in.
That thing about Safeways on Sky One.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye.
No.
I watched that. It was all right for like 2 series, and then it just.
He was in that.
Yeah, he was a butcher.
Yeah, and then he goes on to do that. That's
Not too
not
shabby,
bad.
yeah?
That's
Not too shabby.
You know what it is though? I'm seeing a lot of this recently because you know, I can't even remember the guy's name in the show. You know, in Arrow, you know the island flashbacks.
Mm.
You know the army guy who is up against Ollie.
Yeah, like the main one.
Aye.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the coloured guy or the black guy.
Well, you just did.
Because that just makes me sound like a
I
dick.
knew who you meant. You didn't have to go there.
I just can't think of his name, all right? Well, he, and I didn't know this till I was watching it, and Lindsay came in the room, and she goes, oh, look, it is. And I was like, who is it? Like, how do you know who it is? Like, who is it? And apparently, he used to be a regular in Casualty.
I don't watch Casualty.
He was in Casualty, like, every episode of Casualty for, like, 2 years or something, and then he's in Arrow. So, you know, us Brits, we can do well.
We are retaking over the world.
I really feel like that's what we're going to be doing soon. Like, we're going to be taking Jimmy Fallon's role soon on that stupid show.
Well, James Corden's over there.
We could easily take James Corden's role.
We've both got a couple of bits of guts on us, you know. Yep. We could easily be James Corden.
He has got guts on him.
Yeah.
So, I know what you're saying about them cancelling and axing all these shows, because I saw the list and it was a very long list. There wasn't really anything on there that killed me, like... But do you not think it's because they're making room for... Did you see this list of... Well, it was a list of trailers.
I did.
Yeah. So they're making room for a Lethal Weapon series.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell.
Yep.
Didn't watch the trailer. Don't
watch the trailer. Don't watch the trailer.
Will not be watching the show. So who's playing Riggs and Murtaugh? Anybody we know?
I have no idea.
Right. I saw that there was a Shooter series. The Marky Mark film Shooter. I
didn't see that one.
They made a TV series. Unless that's like an 8-part miniseries, how can they possibly make a TV show out of that?
I don't.
Did you see the film?
No,
the film was great. The film was great, but I can't imagine a series being any good. So I was going down the list. I'm like, yeah, nothing. And then there was the inevitable Prison Break trailer.
Ugh.
Holy hell.
This looks fucking terrible. What are they doing?
You know what I mean? Schofield and Burroughs have literally just got all the credibility that they used to have. They've literally just got it back by being in Legends of Tomorrow and by being campy and by being just silly in Legends of Tomorrow. And everybody's like, oh, they're back on track. And this series looks like dog shit.
So at the start of the trailer, we get Link going up to what's her name, saying he might not be dead.
Oh, yeah,
because it's like a partial photo of him in a prison or something like that.
But is she not sat with the child?
She sat with the kid.
We're assuming it's Schofield's kid.
Well, yeah, obviously.
And the kid's all like, but just because does he not say just because somebody's dead doesn't mean they can't come back? I'm sitting there thinking, why the fuck would a kid be saying that bollocks? But yeah, and Lincoln comes in and he goes to the tattooist and he gets a map tattooed on his chest. Question: I wasn't watching the trailer closely enough, but I didn't notice this. And this is the defining thing as to whether I will watch this series or not. Did he have his top button undone?
I don't know.
Because if he did, I ain't watching it. If I ain't seeing Link's chest every 2 seconds, I ain't watching it.
Well, that's the thing. It's Link. He's going to have, or it's that actor. He's going to have his fucking chest out.
Aye.
So I think you'll be all right there.
You've got to see some chesty ebbs, or I'm not watching.
Fuck's sake.
But yeah, and as you said, we had a little crack about it before we started recording. It pretty much looks in the trailer like he's out of prison by the end of the trailer.
Well, he did. Right, the bit that looked awful, and I mean awful, I'm talking like fucking Turbo Kid levels of awful here.
Turbo Kid's awesome.
Shut up. Is they get through the trailer and all that, and then they meet in like a cafe or some shit, and they run towards each other, and Michael goes, "Brother!"
Yeah.
Who talks like that?
Nobody.
You know, I've not got a brother. You know, if I met my sister if I met Anne in a cafe, I wouldn't go, "Sister!"
Why not?
Because I would say, "Anne!" Or, "You alright?"
All right.
Well, no, I'm not from fucking Yorkshire, am I? "You alright? What's occurring?"
I know what you're saying, though. Like that trailer looks god awful. It looks like they've got the original writers back. It looks like it just looks god awful. However, and I'm gonna say this because I know there's gonna be people out there, probably the Americans, because it looked very Americanized. But I'm gonna say that 24 looks like a piping hot mess.
Yeah.
24, the legacy, the fucking legacy. The only thing
wasn't the fourth Bourne movie called Legacy? Wouldn't you think they would like learn from the mistakes of?
The only thing that kept me watching this trailer that made me think, you know what, if Kiefer turns up in this,
he's not turning up in that shit.
If you see Kiefer in the trailer on the phone going, "God damn it, Chloe," I would watch the pilot and I would probably watch the series. But as it stands, I ain't watching it. And the only thing it made me think is, damn, Heath's gonna die in Walking Dead.
Oh, the main character in that is right. Yeah.
He's a goner in Walking Dead. And you know what? He could potentially be one of my favourite characters because I did love him. All the little bits we've seen so far, I've been loving him. And if they kill him in Walking Dead to go and do one series of 24...
Legacy isn't going to be... Is that a full 24 run? Or is it 12?
It'll probably be like the last series. It'll be 12 episodes. I can't imagine them doing 24 episodes of that garbage. Jimmy Smits is in it, though. And we all know I like a bit of Jimmy Smits.
Jesus Christ.
I do like Jimmy Smits. He's awesome.
Okay.
Time will tell as to whether I give this a chance. But right now, the odds are on no.
I'll watch some of it. I really can't see it being any good at all. It looks just generic and just... Ugh.
It's just 24. It looked really... I know it's set in America, and I know 24's always been American, and Jack Bauer's been the all-American hero, but it looked very American. Do
you not think that maybe they're trying to refill shoes that the likes of Homeland have taken over and are actually doing better?
Yeah.
Because the last few seasons of Homeland, fuck me, I've not been watching them. You should, mate. You really should, because I know it kind of dulled off, and then spoilers, but they killed off Brody.
Yeah,
and I think it was season 3.
I saw Brody die,
but
that's when I clocked out.
Season 4 and 5 are actually better. I'm not bullshitting you here.
The whole thing about Brody dying, kind of just made me think I don't want to watch this anymore. But I mean, that whole series, it was a good little series, but the whole series was just filler till they killed Brody. They were just ticking the boxes.
Didn't they have him with amnesia at one point?
Aye. It was just ridiculous. And then they killed him, and I was like, right, that's it, I'm out. But you know what? Claire Danes just constantly looks like she needs a crap.
She's got the bipolar or something. That's what that's like.
Is that what bipolar is? You just look like you need a crap.
I don't know.
But you're really confused about the fact that you need a crap every 2 seconds. That's what it feels like when I watch that program. It's just Claire Danes staring down the camera, looking for a toilet because she needs a crap.
Yeah. See, you don't get that in 24 though. There are no toilet breaks within 24 hours ever.
No, he goes during the adverts.
That's what it is.
So when he goes to McDonald's and he has a toilet break and that. Oh man, I miss 24. I miss the 24 heyday. You know what I miss? The day we sat and watched Series 3 all the way through.
We did do this, listeners.
From episode 1 to episode 24, we just sat all the way through. I missed
We were a bit
shit.
fucked by the end of it, but we did it, god damn it.
We were dying. But you know what? 24's that. And Series 3 was the absolute peak.
Yes, it was. You're right.
It's when it stopped being retro, became a little bit more up to date, and it was just such a great series.
And it had the best story as well. You know,
Great story.
Like later on, they still did the same types of twists and turns and all that. But most of the time, you're thinking, "Oh, fuck off." With that season, it was perfect. It was the perfect season of 24, and you're completely right. And that was a good day doing that. Yeah. I don't see us doing that with a show ever again, do you?
Do you think that could maybe like a live stream? We'll just sit and do a full series of 24 and just talk about it.
Who the fuck is going to listen to that?
24 fans.
All right, okay.
That means we've got 24 fans listening. See what I did there? So do you have anything else that has been grinding your gears?
So not grinding my gears, not this one. Well, maybe. Is apparently they are about to greenlight a Harley Quinn movie.
Yay! I'm all in. I haven't even seen Suicide Squad. I'm all in.
Well, from the trailers, I would say that she is going to be among the best bits of that movie.
Yeah.
Probably her, Jared Leto. That's about it.
Will Smith.
And Will. Yeah. I've got a little bit of Will Smith news in a minute, actually. Yeah, she's going to be. I think she's going to be the best part of the movie.
Oh,
and why the fuck not? Give her her own movie. Hell yes, she looks good. And yeah, why the fuck not?
But
What I also want, or what's also kind of been kicking about, is Kevin Feige or whatever, however you fucking pronounce it. It's kind of hinted at a Black Widow movie.
Oh no, you see.
Fuck you with that shit.
I've got to be the only person in the world that thinks this right now. I love what Scarlett Johansson's doing with that character. I love everything, and especially with the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers have been nailing her in, well, you would hope. And in Winter Soldier, they absolutely nailed that. She was fantastic. In Civil War, she is brilliant. I'm not on board with the Black Widow movie yet.
Do you not think that if you do that kind of movie right?
But what's it going to be?
No, hang on. If you do that kind of movie right, you could get a proper fucking like kick-ass spy movie in there, like an assassin-y kind of spy movie, like he's sort of looking into her darker sides and that kind of thing. I think it could be a good movie if they do it right.
But a couple of years ago, we had Salt with Angelina Jolie, which is
I
like
watched about 10 minutes of that.
It's like a spy movie where she's sort of a double agent and you don't know who the double agent really is, and she might be good, she might be bad. It was okay, it wasn't phenomenal. And then was it last year you had Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, which was a fucking shower of shite. I watched Lucy and I said instantly when I watched that movie, I sat there and I thought, I don't ever want to see a Black Widow movie. I don't want to see it. Of course, I've now seen Winter Soldier and I've now seen Civil War, and it's kind of like, you know what, ScarJo is doing a good job with the role, and the Russo brothers are, you know, they're working in a great role for her. I must be the only one in the world that thinks this, because everybody's like, oh, we need a Black Widow movie. I don't think we do need a Black Widow movie, and I'm perfectly happy.
Look, I think that there's a story there to be told. I think it's a good character. I'm not going to call her ScarJo because I'm not a massive twat. I think she's doing a great job playing the character.
But do you not think that's because she's not a main role? She dips in and out of the movie.
Perhaps, yeah. But I think, again, if you do it right, you mentioned Salt there, you mentioned Lucy there. Lucy could have been amazing.
It could have been phenomenal.
But then it went fucking trippier than Inception at the end. And it was like, what the fuck am I watching here? Lucy could have been amazing. So what I'm saying to you is, if they did a Black Widow movie right, where they're investigating the character's darker side, where she's going about killing people and all that kind of shit, you know, by all means, bloody well, give it an R rating.
Finding out about the red and a ledger.
Make it some... Yeah. You know what? I actually watched Avengers Assemble the other night because I was texting you quotes from it. She mentioned that. She mentioned the red and the ledger thing, and I don't think she's mentioned it once since then.
No, because it was just Joss Whedon just kind of throwing it in there.
Yeah, bless him.
Which he's allowed to do.
Yeah,
he's Joss Whedon, for fuck's sake.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, I think it could be a good movie, but give Harley Quinn her own movie as well. Fuck it.
I'm just not ready for it. Like, like a Wonder Woman movie, I'm completely on board with, because she's got these godlike powers. She's basically a god. It's Wonder Woman, for fuck's sake. A Scarlett Johansson-driven Black Widow movie, and don't get me wrong, she's a great actress. I'm not taking anything away from the actress whatsoever. I've just seen her in too many shitty movies, and I've seen too many shitty movies of that sort.
But do you not think, because you've got Kevin Feige in there? How do we pronounce his name? Feige. So I was right all along.
Yeah.
Icons. You've got Kevin Feige in there. You've potentially got the Russo brothers in there looking over it, or get Joss back.
You would hope they're looking over it.
You would hope so. But you've, like, say, Spider-Man, for example, Spider-Man Homecoming. They've maybe identified that, well, Tom Holland was great in Civil War. He's perhaps not ready to carry a whole 2-hour movie,
so that's why they're putting
by
Downey
himself.
Jr.
So maybe they're putting Downey Jr. in there to help him carry the movie. And that's just a thought in my head,
think,
isn't that put your tweets away.
Put your tweets away. Don't be tweeting us. Hashtag shut up. But I know what you're saying, but I'd be partial disagree with that because of The Impossible. He was a lot younger then, and
I'm not saying that
movie's on his back the whole way through.
The guy has got some skills.
Yeah.
He's a good damn actor. What I'm saying is, you've got a $250 million budget movie,
and it's Spider-Man, and it can't fail.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies, I think a lot of people need to actually think about this as well. This is one of those movies that when Spider-Man comes out, Marvel have been tested and they've passed every possible test you could throw at them. This is possibly, I would say, Spider-Man Homecoming is going to be the most important movie Marvel ever makes. Because if they fuck up this after waiting so long to get it, people's not going to forgive them. People will not forgive Marvel if they fail at this Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
I don't think they will.
No, they're not.
I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying that the way the fandom is right now, if they don't nail the Spider-Man movie, they're in trouble. I think the writing will be on the wall.
And
it'll still make fucking $6 billion, but but people will turn around and if it's not spot on, they'll turn around within seconds and they'll be like, "What a shower of shit!"
I'll be livid. But I was listening to the Jock and Nerd 100th episode. Congratulations, guys! Good on you. They were talking about Civil War and they did a big sort of segment on Spider-Man. Because
would you call it a segment or would you call it a suckfest?
I'd call it a suckfest because, well, it's Spider-Man and it's Imran. That's why I put the fucker on. I wanted to hear Imran talking about Spider-Man and Civil War, and it didn't disappoint.
If you're going to listen to anybody that just gets you hard about Spider-Man, it's going to be Imran.
Oh yeah. But yeah, congratulations, guys, on 100 episodes. That's
definitely.
fucking awesome. We'll get there.
We'll get there in about 6 years.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We're taking our time.
Yeah, we're. But yeah, they mentioned that he didn't say, what's the fucking line? With great power comes great responsibility.
He kind of does.
He doesn't say that, but he kind of hints towards it a little bit. And that I think it was Imran said, well, that's an indication that they're not doing an origin or an orange because we don't need another orange.
No, the last thing we need are more oranges.
We don't need oranges. So that'd be a fucking good call if they didn't start off Homecoming with oranges.
Well, they've already. He's 6 months into being Spider-Man, so we have to assume that Uncle Ben's already dead. I mean, he wasn't in Civil War, so we're assuming he's already dead. When he says the thing about the if you turn your back on the little guy or something like that, that's when bad things happen. That's obviously a play on the fact that he didn't do anything to that guy, so he killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're just going to drop that.
We don't need to see that again.
Do maybe like like the Incredible Hulk, but do it in a little bit of a better way. Sort of do a little, I don't know, quick little 1 minute opening credits thing where they show the origins in a subtle way, and then boom, you're in the movie.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Not the same as Incredible Hulk though, because that just punched you in the face.
Well, I actually quite like the Sam Raimi ones, where they kind of just did like the opening credits. Where they had, like,
that's what I'm saying. Like just subtly show you what's already happened, and then it's like boom, we're into the movie, we're already up to date, massive big fucking city name on the screen, Boom, and there you go.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Now next.
But yeah, Harley Quinn. I'm really jazzed about that. I'm hoping it's not a reactionary thing to get ahead of the bad press. I'm hoping it's because they think she's done an amazing job and they want her to have her own movie.
I actually think that they're kind of starting to get their game on.
I think they are, but they seem to be announcing a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah, I think I've got a little bit of a point to make to you shortly.
But on that, there is also rumours that Batgirl and the Birds of Prey will be in the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, I don't know what Birds of Prey is.
Birds of Prey it's like a little team.
Right.
It's like Catwoman's little team. Catwoman, Ivy, I think Ivy's in it. I can't remember. Barbara Gordon and it's just like Birds of Prey. They did like a really bad TV show back in the early 90s and it fucking sucked ass big time.
Huh. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's just Birds of Prey.
I read about Batgirl.
Batgirl's cool.
But I'd be okay with that.
Hopefully it'll be the Batgirl that they cut out of Batman vs Superman, who's probably going to be in the extended cut, which I can't fucking wait for.
Do you think it'll be like Alicia what's name from Batman and Robin?
No.
Why not?
On that,
Why not?
I've got a bit of news that you will be really pumped about.
Mm-hmm.
Transformers 5. The Last Night. Apparently, this is going to be directed by Michael Bay again. Marky Mark is returning. However, it's not all bad news, because supposedly, rumour on the old grapevine is that this is Michael Bay's last Transformers.
Oh, fuck off with that. He's been saying that since Transformers 2.
So after this one, we might get a good Transformers movie.
Bullshit. Bullshit. He's not leaving the Transformers franchise ever. He's been fucking saying this is my last Transformers movie since Transformers 2. That's fucking horseshit.
Only reason I was bringing this up, and I know you're like into your you know like your history stuff and your politicsy stuff, and you're way better at that shit than me. I just blind myself to all that bollocks. It's just white noise to me. They're going to be filming Transformers 5 in Cuba.
Right.
And this is like the second movie this year to be filmed in Cuba. The first one being Fast 8.
Okay.
Can you tell me why nobody's filming in Cuba? Like what's the beef with Cuba? Is there a thing there?
Well, there was beef with Cuba because of it was like a communist country and all that kind of thing. I'm guessing maybe they're starting to film in Cuba now. I think Obama, for the first time in however many years, opened
he visited, didn't he?
He visited, and did he visit? I'm not sure if he visited exactly, but he sort of opened up communications with him for the first time in a long, long time.
Do you think that was so they could
possibly they're maybe trading and stuff like that again? Maybe.
Do you think that was so they could film Fast 8 there?
That's probably what it was. Yeah.
I think that's probably what it was.
They probably said, well, how like Paul Walker's dead, so we kind of need a new thing. So
Cuba's the new.
Can we film it in your country, please?
Cuba's the new thing. Okay.
And they were like, oh, okay, go on then, because we saw the end of it and we cried.
I'm only asking because I don't know dick about it. Like, I mean,
I might be wrong.
Call me ignorant, but they seemed in the article they were making this huge thing about the fact that they were filming Cuba, and I'm like, I honestly thought that the end of Bad Boys 2 was filmed in Cuba, so.
It was based in Cuba. I don't think it was filmed in Cuba.
So that was I was like, but they've been filming there for years because it's Bad Boys 2. Because lo and behold, I don't really expect them. Like when I watch Star Wars, I actually think they're filming in space.
Yeah. On
like Tatooine and stuff. Like I think that's an actual planet.
Bless
so
you.
they're
filmed in Pinewood.
Pinewood Studios. No way.
Sorry, is this worse than Santa?
You mean where those Lady Killers movies were filmed and stuff?
I'm guessing that's what it is. Yeah, like how they. A lot of the companies, Marvel and whatever, film their shit in the UK now. A lot of it at Pinewood,
because we are the best.
This is why we tend to get, or sometimes, a lot of the times, like Civil War, for example, we got a release date almost a week before the
That's
States.
That's mental.
That is mental, but I think there's a lot of. There's a lot of tax relief and all that kind of thing to get them to come here and film their movies here. That's why they do it. I think like when they announced that they were filming the new Star Wars trilogy here, George Osborne went on TV like a massive
I hate that man.
dickhead, saying, "Oh, I've managed to secure this," and fuck you.
I hate.
So I'm guessing, possibly, perhaps, the fact that Obama, opened communications with the Cuban government. Maybe that was part of it, that they got tax cuts to go and film in Cuba. That's just...
So what you're saying is that's all going to be undone come November.
Yeah, when Trump nukes them. That'll do it. But then you see, when they film Mad Max 2,
right,
they've already got a barren wasteland.
Trump.
Jesus Christ.
You know what it is though? I was tweeting back and forth with some of our American buddies on the podcast, and I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been Brigger, and he said something about, but what do we know? We're electing Trump. And I was sat there thinking, you guys are really going to end up with Trump.
I think, from what I gather, they're kind of fucked. After Obama leaves in is it November? I think, or no, the votes are in November.
Right.
The new guy comes in January, I think.
Right.
So I think they're kind of fucked either way. Like,
because they'll
Hillary is a bit of a dodgy character as well, from what I gather.
But at the end of the day, who are you going to prefer?
Oh, her, definitely.
Definitely.
Her. You know what? I've just realised we're talking politics here, and not
we
our
are,
politics.
We are a little bit.
Anyway.
Talking about our politics, what did you think of good old Boris's his analogy of the EU being that not being very much like Adolf Hitler?
What?
According to Boris Johnson, he said in an interview, "This is our ex-prime minister, ex-London mayor. Christ, prime minister, fuck me.
That, Jesus, that's worse than Trump.
I wish he was our prime minister." But yeah, he basically came out in an interview, because obviously he's part of the Leave campaign, because we might be leaving the EU, and he said that we should leave the EU because the EU is very much like the Nazis and Adolf Hitler.
How?
In the way that
so?
they are trying to bring countries together so that they can own them. This was kind of his thoughts. Even I was sat there going, "Oh shit!" I was like, he's just fucking said that, like, to people, out loud to people. You say that shit in your head, you don't say it on TV. But yeah, he basically thinks that they're trying to own all the different countries to themselves.
But no, it's not to themselves, because it's the fucking EU.
It's not how he sees it.
It's the European Union.
It's not how
It's
he
not.
sees
Well, he's a fucking idiot with a shit haircut, and he wants to shut the fuck up.
I'll be honest with you. Apart from maybe that one comment, because even I was sat there going, "Oh, shut up, you fucking idiot." I quite like Boris Johnson, and I've got a bit of a soft spot for him.
He's an idiot.
And I would quite like to see him as our next Prime Minister. Imagine Trump as President, Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. It'd be like a meeting of minds. It'd be fucking awesome. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. Anyway, that's politics. So Jennifer Lawrence.
Wow. Yeah, what?
Jennifer Lawrence looks set to be the lead role in the Ocean's 11 all-female reboot.
Oh, you are fucking joking.
No. She looks set to join Sandra Bullock, because Sandra Bullock is going to be playing Danny Ocean, a.k.a. George Clooney's sister, in the movie. So yeah, we're getting an Ocean's 11 reboot, or remake, or reimagining with girls. Which I'm not bothered about, that they're girls, but...
I'm not bothered about the main characters being girls.
But what is the point?
I'm bothered about them saying it's an all-female reimagining. Same with the Ghostbusters.
Well,
that
I
come
said
out later on this
reimagining.
year. Or however you want to word it. Same with the Ghostbusters. It's an all-female version of the Ghostbusters. It's an all-female version of Ocean's 11. I don't have any fucking issue with the movie having, female characters and male characters mixing together and having, good times and shenanigans.
Ally McBeal.
Exactly. Saying that the movie is specifically an all-female cast, to me, I've said this before on this podcast, and I'll say it again right now, saying that kind of shit it doesn't. I don't know what it's like a fucking episode of Star Trek where they go to an alternate universe planet. It's just, why are you doing this? That's actually more sexist to me than them saying that like people can't be on equal wages and all that kind of thing. Saying that this is specifically going to be an all-female cast is sexist.
It is a little bit.
It's not just guys that can be fucking sexist. Saying that all the lead roles in this movie are only females is sexist.
It is. I completely agree with you. It's not a world I want to live in, to be honest. But it seems to be the way of the world right now. It seems to be what's going on. And they're making a big deal about the new Ocean's 11 is going to be all female. Jennifer Lawrence leading the cast. Sandra Bullock being in there as well. And if she's playing Danny Ocean's sister, Clooney's going to be in there somewhere. Going to be like macking on all those holes. Mm-hmm. But that's, on the Ghostbusters thing, I completely forgot about this. I was going to put it in the news and I completely forgot about it. Melissa McCarthy, I kind of have a little bit of respect for her right now, because did you see the trailer? Have you seen the new trailer
of Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
no.
Which, by the way, is the most hated movie trailer.
The first trailer that came out.
No, the new one, the second one.
No.
It's officially the most hated YouTube trailer in YouTube history, like TV movie trailer. But at the start of it, there's like I don't think there's a voiceover, because I kind of didn't have the volume on when I was watching it, because why the fuck would you? But it came on. It was like 30 years ago. There was this thing.
That's the first trailer. There's only been one trailer.
Is that the first trailer? I'm sure there's two trailers.
No,
now.
I think you're wrong.
Right, well, it might be the first trailer.
Because they started off like Jurassic World, where they're like...
it's got the slow piano. Go on then.
Yeah.
Well, she's come out to the studios and she's been doing all these interviews, because she tried to tell the studios not to put that bit in at the start, saying 30 years ago there was an incident, because she said that makes it look like our Ghostbuster movie is a carry-on.
Yep.
Because it's set 30 years later, and it's not fucking set 30 years later. It just so happens to be like 30 years after the last movie. But she's been saying to the studios, why the fuck would you put that in there? Because then people's going to think it's a carry-on to the last movie when it's a fucking reboot. And she's been saying, she's been screaming at the studios apparently, saying, "Yous are a bunch of fucking idiots. You've completely marketed this movie the wrong way." Like, she finally got round to watching the trailer and she didn't understand what the movie was about, apparently. So I've got a little bit of respect for her going back.
Fair play. You know what? I'm not a Melissa McCarthy fan. I am not by any.
I am not either.
Any stretch of the imagination, I'm not. But fair enough. I'll agree with you there.
She's willing to jump onto her convictions, and she's willing to fucking go down to the studio and have a go.
Yeah.
Because by all accounts, this is her and her husband's movie. Like, they've put a lot of fucking into this, and they don't want it to fail. They know how much of a hard job they've got to do.
Well, you have to think that at some point when you're taking on Ghostbusters 3, you have to think at some point that this is such a cult movie and such the first one was. It's such a beloved movie by millions and millions of people that when you take on Ghostbusters 3 that's going to reboot that and wipe that out, people are going to be fucking angry. Mm-hmm. And then for some silly bastard to say, oh, it's not a reimagining or a reboot or whatever you want to call it, it's a sequel 30 years later. How do these people get jobs?
Well, this has been her beef. She's turned around and said that this trailer has completely mismarketed the movie. Now people are going to go in thinking, oh, it's a continuation of the story we know and love, and it's not.
Yeah. So, fair enough.
She's got beef. I just wanted to bring that up. Like, we shit on her all the time because she shits and sinks. But it's just one of those things that I read it and I thought, you know what, fucking well played. You go for it, girl. You fucking do your thing. Still not going to watch the movie, but...
No, I'm not going to watch that. Yeah, I'll watch it when it comes to Netflix. I can watch it for free.
Watch it for free.
Hey guys, this is Nick from the Epic Film Guys podcast, and you are listening to the 365Flicks podcast. Not only your source for great movie news, outside of our own podcast, of course, but also your source for everything from The Walking Dead. And all of this comes from a pissy ex-video store clerk and a Scottish Whedon whore. your vocal heroes of pissy opinion. It is, again, the 365 Flicks podcast. Please jump over to iTunes and give them a rating and follow them on Twitter at 365 Flicks Pod. And now here's a little taste of what the Epic Film Guys podcast is all about.
Even when the composer wasn't that great, they were like no-namers, but they come up with these iconic themes, which
even films
you
that
get
are
in your
complete,
head.
even films that are complete shit fests, like
Garbage.
Stallone's Judge Dredd. Dun 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 dun. Like that theme is so iconic, it sticks
Don't
right in
call
your
that
head.
movie shit. We both know that's your favorite movie of all time. All right,
It definitely is one of them. I will readily admit to that.
a little bit. Let's put a little more lighthearted feel in this.
What are you doing
retrospect.
down there, Judge Hershey?
Waiting for backup. Hey, Diane
Let's hear.
Lane. Diane Lane, man.
So, I read today that for all you Americans that are listening to this right now, there's an actor in the UK called Lenny Henry. Lenny Henry has come out and said that Will Smith, because of his success, isn't black anymore.
What?
He says when he became a success with his movies, you know, Bad Boys and etc., 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 Independence Day and what have you, he isn't black anymore.
Wow.
What the ever-loving fuck are you talking? Who the fuck?
Lenny Henry said this.
Lenny Henry said that.
Is he not like
Who-
a bastion for you know?
Well, Lenny Henry made his career by telling racist jokes for a
Yeah.
start. If the listeners don't know, Lenny Henry is a black comedian in the UK.
he's the British Eddie Murphy,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Or not as successful.
Not as successful as Eddie Murphy, and probably has about the same screen time as Eddie Murphy right now.
Yeah.
Other than comic relief once a year,
Oh, he's always on comic
he's
relief.
not doing a fucking thing.
But he never goes in amongst the flies.
But he built his career telling racist jokes on stage in the 80s and 90s. He was married to Dawn French,
Yeah.
who told him to cut that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And he did. He doesn't do it anymore. But who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are saying that shit?
That's crazy. I'm actually quite flabbergasted. I hadn't saw that. I hadn't seen anything that he. I mean,
It was on Digital Spy this afternoon.
like you say, the last time Lenny Henry was really relevant was last year when Comic Relief was on.
How fucking dare you say that about anyone?
About anyone, you know.
Anyone.
Anyone.
And
Yeah.
you know what? We've been quite political on this episode so far.
We have a little bit.
We're actually coming across like a couple of sensible people.
Yeah, we may get.
Give
we
it
may
time. Give it time.
Retaining the belt will change that.
Yeah, I've got
He'll
another
count.
sort of semi-sensible
Okay.
point to make after this one, but I'm not done with Lenny Henry yet.
Testify.
Shit.
It's my Bobby Ray.
All right.
Sorry, Devon.
Okay, but people like that are what are causing, you know, the whole like Oscars so white
Yeah.
and fucking all that kind of thing. It's people like that who have got no business fucking raising their voices about a goddamn thing. That's none of your business saying that shit.
Not when that's what he's made himself famous for.
Exactly.
It's a bit mental. Like, I mean, Will Smith, love him or hate him, I can take or leave him. Usually leave him, but he's made his success. He's clearly still a black man. You know, that's a mental thing to say.
I don't think he was talking like, oh, you've gone Michael Jackson.
Oh, so because he's gone mainstream, he's a white man.
I think it's because he's mainstream. He's. This is not the view of the 365 Flicks podcast. This is Lenny fucking Henry.
Yeah.
Because he's mainstream now and because he's a success, Will Smith is not acting like a black man anymore. He's acting like a white man because he's successful.
That's fucking mental.
That's racist! Fucking saying that shit is racist, whether you're black or white or fucking whatever country you're from. Saying that fucking a black guy is not black anymore because you're a success is fucking racist, whether you're black or not.
That's mental. But you know what? He's Lenny Henry, so he'll get away with it. No, nobody's going to crucify Lenny Henry for
Well,
that.
we just goddamn did.
We pulled him. We pulled him. I'm going to put that on the Twitters when this goes out. I'm going to hashtag Lenny Henry. Let's get the beef going. Lenny beef.
Fucking bring it, bitch.
We'll get him on. We'll get him on. We'll get him and Boris Johnson on together. Right. So crack on.
the last bit I've got before we go all talking movies and stuff again.
All silly and stuff.
Yeah, we're in a minute. We've been quite heavy here. I think we've been quite heavy on this little segment.
We're getting like Opie, aren't we?
I know, right? Fucking hell.
Yeah, opening intros lasting 2 hours. Christ, here we go.
Just get to the top 5 already.
Fucking draft them already.
Yeah, so before we get to our, we're talking about what movies are going to be coming up soon. Yeah, I've got something to speak to you about.
Okay, here we go.
And the thing that I want to speak to you about is the DCU. The DC movie universe. Okay. So before we do this, we read before we started recording that Civil War has passed $1 billion.
Yep.
As we
It's
know,
like 300 million domestically, which is over there,
Yeah.
not over here.
so it's past $1 billion.
Okay.
Okay. Batman vs Superman made 867
Yep.
million. Before we go into this, bear in mind that I loved the movie as much, not quite as much as you did, but I loved the movie as well. I'm not saying that I didn't like the movie.
Okay.
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 And I'm not specifically talking about Batman vs Superman.
Okay.
What I want to talk to you about is Zack Snyder.
Oh no! Come on!
And
Don't be one of these fucking assholes who's signing petitions to get him off the.
I'm not signing any petitions. The only petitions I talk about are about dog abuse, so you know that. Yeah. So the point I want to make to you is that it's time for Zack Snyder to go.
No.
And I'll tell you for why. Let me just make my point here.
Are you after for getting rid of him?
I'm after for getting rid of him. And I'll tell you for why. You're DC or Warner Brothers, and you're trying to build a franchise, you're trying to build a universe in the same sort of fashion that Marvel have done, and Marvel are doing it successfully. They've brought out essentially the same kind of movie, a versus movie that you have in the same year. I know that Marvel have had a longer to build it up and what have you, etc. But you've brought out essentially the same movie in the same year within 2 months of each other, and your Marvel's movie is being praised like a bastard. It's just past $1 billion. Just for everybody listening to this right now, I've just looked underneath the desk here, and Kev's legs are going back and forward like a fucking yo-yo. I think he's about to punch me in a second.
No, crack on.
Right?
Make your point.
Now, let me make my point here. But you're Warner Brothers and DC. You're trying to build a universe. For the most part, your audience isn't connecting with the guy who's trying to build your universe, Zack Snyder. It's pretty much accepted that the number that they were aiming for was $1 billion. Whether that's right or not, whether it's accurate or not, that's what's been on the fucking internet and everything. That's the number that they were that's the number they were aiming for. So your movie that you're trying to build a universe on hasn't made the money that you wanted, hasn't got the acclaim that you were hoping for. And your audience, who are going to be going to future episodes, are for the most part aren't happy with the product that you've put out. The man that's overseeing this, therefore, has surely got to be held accountable. Discuss.
Yes.
Okay, that was a 365Flicks podcast.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to say yeah, and I'm not going to defend Zack Snyder to the hilt. I do think people need to fuck off with this whole let's get him out of the universe, because at the end of the day, he started building it. He has a. It's probably not a clear vision. It's probably muddy as fuck, but he has a vision for where he wants to go with the Justice League, which is basically going to be injustice by the sounds of it. He has a vision there. I like the fact that Ben Affleck has now been given an executive producer role on Justice League and Batman. It's a sign that Warner Brothers and DC realise that he's maybe not the guy, as Reigns would say. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I think they've realised, but then again, he never should have been the likes of Kevin Feige, who spearheaded just about everything in the Marvel universe. But what Kevin Feige done was he had his overall plan. He's had Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 planned out from the word go.
Yeah.
But then he brought in directors who were capable enough to do his dream, his vision, to get that done. So to bring in a director to oversee everything was always a bit of a stupid idea. No matter how visionary Zack Snyder is, because I do think he's visionary as fuck. I think his idea is stylish as hell. He's just maybe not got the substance that people want him to have.
Yeah.
So then to throw the likes of Ben Affleck in there with a bit more of a meatier kind of producer role is, it's a good idea, because hopefully he's just going to spearhead the fuck out of Batman and he's going to be on board with everything else. I do wish Greg Berlanti, who produces the TV universe, he basically does Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. He has a part in the DC movie universe. I wish he had a bigger part. I wish he was the Kevin Feige.
So he's kind of, for the TV universe, he's kind of the Kevin Feige.
He's the Kevin Feige of the DC TV. I would love Berlanti to jump up and just take a bit more role in the movies, but then again, he's releasing a new TV series every fucking year. He's got 4 TV series on the go. He's going to make another spin-off next year. He's got a lot on his plate, which is when you come over to Jeff Johns. Now, you could easily have Jeff Johns jumping up and doing that, but he seems reluctant as well, because let's face it, Warner Brothers, they seem to have a hard-on for Zack Snyder. I love Zack Snyder. I've got a hard-on for all his movies. I haven't seen a Zack Snyder movie that I didn't like. I maybe didn't like some of them I maybe liked some of them a little less than others, but I've always liked Zack Snyder movies. I think visually, he's got an eye for it. But yeah, to give him the whole DC was fucking useless. However, no, I don't think we pull him out of it. Not at all. I think to do that now, give him Affleck to work on it, get Berlanti up to work with him, get Jeff Johns, but then again, you've got like 5 or 6 people all making one fucking stew, whereas you've got one guy at Marvel who just seems to be nailed on point. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't have given Zack Snyder all the free reign they've given him. They shouldn't have. It should have just been, right, you're making Batman vs. Superman, you're going to be doing Justice League Part 1 and 2, but you know what? This guy, this is who you're answering to.
Yeah. That's what they need. And the thing is, like,
they need a Kevin Feige.
They need a Kevin Feige in there, but the point the point in my head is, whether people like it or not. And again, I'm not fucking signing any petitions. People were signing petitions before they even saw the fucking movie.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that. I loved Batman vs. Superman. But what I'm saying to you is, if this was, say, a football team or soccer, and the manager wasn't producing results for you, wait a minute. Wasn't producing results for you, whether it's Warner Brothers interfering or what. At the moment, people aren't clicking with Zack Snyder as the director or as the overseer of the DCU. And the next time a DCU movie comes out that's directed by Zack Snyder, people are going to be going in there...
Oh, instantly.
Hating it.
Instantly.
As they did with Batman vs. Superman. So if this was a football team or soccer, and people were... people weren't performing for him, and he wasn't producing the results that you wanted, at what point do you say, right, okay, we've got to address this now? He needs help. He does need help.
I think he needs help, and he needs to be taken out of that overseer role.
Yes, he does. We spoke about we spoke about it a lot on the WrestleMania episode.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to everything that we've got to say about that, go back and check that one out. But I just think that there are people who stood up for the movie, ourselves included, Kev. And that made me more... That seeing Batman vs. Superman personally made me more excited for the DCU.
Yeah.
But on the whole, that was not the opinion of that movie.
It was very far from the opinion.
So, if I was DC, you know, if I was the big wig at DC...
I think they need to just put someone in with him. They need to put somebody in who he has to answer to. I would never take Zack Snyder off the movies. I wouldn't do it. Because you could tell me Zack Snyder is directing Aquaman, Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Justice League Part 1 and 2, and the Batman solo movie. I'm still going to watch every one of those movies.
I know you are. I know you are, mate.
No, and it's nothing to do with the movies they are. It's the fact that I like what Zack Snyder does. I wasn't exactly going into Batman vs. Superman expecting story. I wasn't going into Batman vs. Superman expecting laughs, which a lot of people seem to be. Like, why anybody would ever walk into Batman vs. Superman and expect to chuckle their asses off like they did at Civil War is fucking beyond me. You clearly don't know the material you were going to see, so you can fuck off with your, it didn't have any humour.
Well, you can have it about serious content with it and still have humour.
You can have humour in there, but...
For me, there was humour in the movie.
For me, I wasn't walking into that movie expecting to laugh. It just never occurred to me because I'd seen Man of Steel. And the same when I went to see Man of Steel, I wasn't going in expecting Christopher Reeves. I was going in expecting Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. And I know what he does, and he does it best. I agree with your point. I do agree with your point. Personally, I don't take him out of the director's seat. Not one bit. I would leave him there. I don't mind him being a producer for all the other movies and having a hand in all that. But the reason the Marvel thing works is because Feige's at the top of the pile and he gets people in who work for him. That's why it works. Snyder shouldn't be top of that pile. That's a pyramid he should never be on top of. Just step down, let somebody else creative control, and just make it a movie.
I think that's what it is. That's a big part of it. Is Kevin Feige isn't actually directing these movies.
Exactly.
He's saying to the directors, like, well, okay, Age of Ultron, it didn't quite work out.
Oh, but he was fucking burnt out, man.
You know, Joss Whedon was burnt out, and then, you know, they said to him, right, you've got to do this, you've got to put this in there, this in there, and this in there, and this in there, because this is the end of phase 2.
Yeah.
Phase 2, you're building up phase 3, and so you've got to put all these things in there. So with Ultron, I still love the fuck out of Ultron. You know, people, I think probably a lot of people sort of say it's not one of the greatest ones. I mean, it's not, but
I watch it now, and it's not fantastic. It isn't. The plot is the holes in the movie are glaringly obvious. The shit that's forced in there is glaringly obvious.
Yes.
But I stand by the review that we put out there, and when I came out with that movie, I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. There was a couple of things that niggled, but fuck me, that's every movie. If you look hard enough,
yeah, shit. I mean, that's the thing. You can do a podcast on a movie and you can bloody tear it to shreds, or you can love it like fuck. And it's an opinion thing. It's a personal experience thing. But that was just something that I thought of the other day.
I see what your point is, and I do get it, because I do wish that they would just put somebody in charge. Because you look at Marvel and there's a well-oiled machine. It's like, yeah, okay, they're churning out formulaic movies every time. They're all kind of sort of semi-similar, and then they all team up and fight, you know. But that's working for them, and that's what's great for them, apart from maybe Winter Soldier, which was just completely different to anything. And then
I think Winter Soldier was a game changer for them, because
definitely.
It was the first time it was like a grown up movie.
Aye.
It was darker, there was still humour in it, but it was a grown up movie. It was a spy thriller movie.
Exactly, which was great about that movie. It's why it's my number one Marvel movie, you know. You look over at Marvel, there's a well-oiled machine, there's a guy in charge, and he's hiring people that he knows can do the job. And if they can't do the job, like of Edgar Wright, we don't know what happened there. Edgar Wright supposedly left. But if you can't do it, you're off.
Yeah.
You know, Kenneth Branagh, they took him out, or he left, or, you know, Jon Favreau, just they replace them, but keep them on board, but just get them out. Whereas you look over at DC and there's like 10 to 12 different people running about like headless chickens. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
It seems to be a bit of a too many cooks kind of situation.
And the one thing I do think we're going to find when Wonder Woman comes out, when Flash comes out, when the Batman solo movie comes out, when Suicide Squad comes out, we're literally going to be sitting there watching it, and at the end of every movie, I hate to say this, but I've got a funny feeling we're going to be sitting there going, so how does this connect? Because I think you're just going to have that many different directors making the movie they want to make.
Yeah.
And that's because Snyder's just kind of
also what could happen is if in 2 months' time we're going to be going to see Suicide Squad. Yeah. I cannot wait to see the Wonder Woman movie. Even the Flash movie as well. It's not Grant Gustin, but we'll still give him a go. But and obviously the Batman movie as well, because I loved Affleck as Batman. I think he's going to do a cracking job, and anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong.
Definitely.
But if we go into these movies that haven't been directed by Snyder, then surely you've got to think, well...
So all these movies are going to do great, we hope. All these movies are going to do fantastic. And then once a year, we're going to have to sit through a Snyder Fest. Which, you know what? I will say it again. I'm on board. Because I love what the man does. I can't think of a movie right now on the top of my head. I can't think of a Zack Snyder movie I didn't like.
I don't think I saw Sucker Punch all the way through. I
loved Sucker Punch. And you know what? That's another one that gets ripped to shreds. Because no, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It is all visual. It's all style. Very little substance. And even after watching it about 6 or 7 times, I do sit there and go, what's the fucking plot of this movie? The plot in that movie is threadbare. It's it's more like a series of events, but I do fucking love it.
Fair enough.
And it's mostly to do with the fact that it's Zack Snyder at the helm, and it just looks like a feast. My eyeballs are pleasured all the way through that movie.
You have an eye wank all the way through the movie.
I like that.
Yeah.
An eye wank. Okay. So
fair enough. Yeah. So have you got any more news?
No, that's
fine.
That's my news.
Right. So we were speaking about blockbusters and stuff and things and $1 billion and all that kind of thing. So on that, why don't we talk about the movies that are coming out for the rest of the year?
Yeah, you want to see what we may or may not be going to see
just
this
a little,
year?
just the main ones, just a little bit of cheeky sort of what's coming.
Starting with May the 18th, which is tomorrow. I'm taking these. You sent me this.
These
list.
are
this
release dates for the UK, by the way.
Right, so tomorrow we get X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah. That's a good start. So we'll go through the main ones. I mean, a lot of them are sort of say I just saw Kindergarten 2 on there, Kindergarten Cop 2 even, which is going straight. It's going straight to DVD.
I thought that was on Netflix now.
No, I don't think so.
Or maybe American Netflix.
I don't think so. It says DVD premiere there, so
fine.
it's going. Yeah.
So you're not going to be watching that
Kindergarten Cop 2? Oh, fucking right, I am.
Yeah. Good, because when I win my title, that's going to be a movie.
You've already given it up. Because I've got a movie for you later on if I win it. And I don't care whether you've seen it or not. You probably haven't, but anyway. So X-Men Apocalypse, are you going to be seeing this movie?
Not at all. Did you see the meme? That they were saying that they were sick of Fox's blue washing in movies. Because you've got Mystique, who's a bluey. You've got Apocalypse, who's a bluey. You've got Nightcrawler, who's a bluey. And there's this meme with all the different characters on it. It says, "We're so sick of Fox's blue washing."
Well, I agree with that one. Yeah,
that's one I can get behind.
Honestly, I've really got no interest in that at all.
Not at all.
I've never been a big X-Men fan. I liked X2. I liked Days of Future Past. It was okay, but I'm really not interested in it at all.
I hated Days of Future Past. It was terrible.
So I think that's pretty much it for looking at this. That's pretty much it for May, isn't it?
Well, May you've got a hologram for The King, which is Tom Hanks' new movie.
All right.
So it's Tom Hanks. You can always you can bang on Hanks. Bank on Hanks. But yeah, May's a slow month. Kindergarten Cop 2, I will definitely be watching that.
I'll watch that. I think we should actually review that.
That's Dolph Lundgren, isn't it? Yeah, I'm watching that.
I think we should review this.
What do you make of Dolph Lundgren vying for the role of Cable in Deadpool 2?
Why the hell not?
Why the hell not? Aye, that's, you know what it is? That is, I think that's literally what I said when I read it.
You know what? If he doesn't get in there and just fucking nab the role, Arnie's going to be lobbying for it. So fuck that.
They still, I think the guy from Avatar is still the lead for it. Like, he's in the lead to get it. Money Monster, which is a George Clooney movie.
Yeah. It's got... Oh, shit.
Clooney's in it. Julia Roberts.
The name... The young lad... There's a...
Be Ryan Gosling or something.
No.
Well, you know, the beauty of the internet is that I can click into it.
You can, yeah.
See how it's blue?
Oh, yeah, aye, fucking... Yeah,
Jack O'Connell.
Jack O'Connell. That's the name I was thinking of. Yeah.
I'll give that a watch.
Cracking
like
actor. British lad.
Alice Through the Looking Glass?
No,
I'll,
1,000 gallons of no.
I'll probably end up watching that about 20 times with the Ben, but, you know, not of my own volition.
30th of May, though.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm totally watching this.
I want to see this.
I don't know if it'll be a cinema goal, but it's definitely getting watched.
You know what? The first Turtles movie, was probably one of the most surprising movies because I put that on expecting to fucking despise it.
So
honestly. And it was because, unlike Transformers, I know that was directed by Bay, this wasn't, but they actually got the characters right of the Turtles.
They nailed every one of them.
And that made it.
They
and Stephen Amell's in it as well. So
yeah, we like a bit of Stevie. Warcraft.
Nope.
Yep. Totally not about it. Does. Those trailers, we keep seeing those trailers at the start of the movies, and I'm just like, no.
You know what? Again, same as before, I'll watch you for free on the Netflix. I ain't gonna fucking spend money on that bullshit.
Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, The Nice Guys.
Okay.
I wasn't interested in that movie. And then I watched the trailer, and it looks pretty good.
Right.
And you know, sometimes Gosling comes out with something really good every now and then, like A Place Beyond the Pines, brilliant movie.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean, Russell Crowe, I can take or leave him. He's not getting much better. We haven't got a great deal, have we?
Not a lot in June, actually.
New Barbershop movie.
What?
New Barbershop.
Fuck is Barbershop?
Barbershop with the Ice Cube.
What?
I like about Ice Cube. He's pretty cool. I think some of these movies have actually come out already.
So, 23rd of June.
We'll just skip to the 23rd of June.
We have Independence Day Resurgence. I am looking forward to this movie. I want to see this movie in the cinema.
I've been... You know how I said earlier in the podcast that we've been getting sent some of these books? I've been reading the tie-in comic to Independence
Why have
Day.
you not sent me this?
It's brilliant. It's really good.
Right.
I'm hoping it's got nothing really to do with the movie. Like, it's just sort of like a story from like outside the movie,
right,
connected to it. I'm hoping that's what it is. It's really good. Elvis and Nixon. I really want to see this.
Is that like Frost versus Nixon?
Check this cast out. Michael Shannon, Kevin Spacey, don't know who that is, Johnny Knoxville, Colin Hanks, Evan Peters. Check that cast out, man. That is a wicked ass cast.
Fuck Johnny Knoxville, but the rest are okay.
I want to see that.
So first of July, you've got Absolutely Fabulous, the movie.
Why would you fucking say that? Absolutely Fabulous, the movie. I'm not even that.
Looks good, man. Looks good.
Same day though, Central Intelligence versus The Rock and Kevin Hart. You know I'm watching any movie with The Rock in it.
Not Kevin Hart. He's worse than Kevin James.
Is he worse than Kevin James?
I cannot stand him.
I'm not a big fan of Kevin Hart. 4th of July, Now You See Me Too. Will you be seeing that? Jesse's in it.
I like the first one. Yeah, why not? Isn't Daniel Radcliffe in it?
I think he is, yes. In that, I watched that train wreck the other day with Lindsay. Daniel Radcliffe's in it.
Right.
He's like, they go to the cinema to watch a movie. John Cena and the main character go to this. John Cena's in it as well. John Cena's quite good because he's like a closet gay. And he's like, he's totally... Everything he says is sort of like an innuendo for gay sex.
John Cena did this?
Yeah. So he's like, he's sitting in the cinema and this guy, like 2 rows behind him, sort of having a go at him. And he's kind of like, he calls him Marky Mark. He goes, hey, Marky Mark, shut the fuck up. And John Cena's like, Marky Mark? Me? I look like Marky Mark. 8 Marky Mark. And he like turns around and says, I'm going to take you out in the parking lot and I'm going to lick your ass. do you mean like kick my ass? And he's like, no, literally, I'm going to lick your ass.
Was he like Ricky Gervais in Extras where he was playing the Camp Genie?
Aye.
He keeps on going,
He's that's awesome. Best impression ever. Aye, but he's like, he just keeps coming out with it. And the only thing that was wrong with that movie there, Trainwreck, I was waiting for the payoff that John Cena was actually going to be gay. Like, I would have actually settled for a scene where you walked in on John Cena, like, bombing someone. But it didn't happen. You didn't get it. And there was no payoff.
no, Vince McMahon isn't having that.
But John Cena's brilliant in that film. I totally lost my train of thought there. But anyway, they go to the cinema to watch a film, obviously, and on the screen there's like a black and white movie that they've filmed for Trainwreck, and it's Marissa Tomei and Daniel Radcliffe, and they're just like walking dogs all the time, and they keep meeting each other while they're walking the dogs. Daniel Radcliffe's pretty badass in it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
The Legend of Tarzan.
I am actually
I wanna
quite
see
fancying
this.
that movie. I won't lie.
It's Margot Robbie.
And Eric from True Blood.
True Blood, yeah. I'll watch that because
What's his name again? Skarsgård, isn't it?
Alexander
Aye,
Skarsgård.
not Eric Skarsgård.
Eric Skarsgård. No, Eric is his name in the show.
That's got a really shit ring to it. Eric Skarsgård. You may as well just call him Brian.
I don't know what this is about, but a documentary called Wiener. Would you watch that? I'll watch anything called Wiener.
Okay. So on the 15th of July, we've got Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm not watching it.
No.
The Purge, though. The Purge 3.
I'm okay with the Purge franchise.
Yeah, I'm
it's
1 for 2 so far. I wasn't.
It's a
keen
little
on the
bit
first
like
one.
Paranormal Activity, where it kind of goes a little bit downhill every
Yeah.
fucking passing year.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's just gonna. Same with the next one, actually. Ice Age Collision Course. Just give it up already. Is it still Ray Romano that's doing the bloody voice?
I'd imagine so. What else
Got
is he
nothing
going
else
to
to
do?
do. So yeah, 22nd of July. Wow.
Don't say the BFG. Do not say the
I
BFG.
want to see the BFG.
Star Trek Beyond. That's what we're going to go
Fuck
with.
Star Trek Beyond.
Oh man, I'm still dying to see this. I can't wait.
I'll go and see it, but I'm not looking forward to it, and I refuse to enjoy it.
28th of July, Jason Bourne. You're
Talk about
seeing
BFG?
that. No, we're not talking about the BFG.
Why?
I do not want to see the BFG.
Did you never watch the BFG cartoon when you were a kid?
I did, yes. And I would like to leave it there. Thank you.
Right, okay then. Yeah, Jason Bourne. I want to see Jason Bourne.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be great.
I'll watch it for free.
Finding Dory.
Finding Dory.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I won't see it in the cinema because I'll look like a paedophile.
Wow. I'll probably have to go to the cinema and see that because, I've got 2 little girls and stuff. Hopefully the baby will be born around about that time so I don't have to see it. 5th of August, Suicide Squad. I'm not going to lie. This is now the movie I want to see this
You
year.
reckon that's going to be the movie of the summer?
Yes. Big time.
Well, it's not going to be Star Trek Beyond, is it?
No, it's not going to be Star Trek Beyond.
Honestly, I know that on the last episode, or when I think it was the last episode, we said that they're already gearing up for Star Trek 4.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're getting Star Trek movies. Job's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just from the trailer that we have already, and there's not been another one since.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to take us into bloody like Star Trek 5 territory.
Yeah.
Like, Final Frontier territory. I think it's gonna be really bad, but I'll still see it.
Yeah. So
on the 19th of August, we've got David Brent, Life on the Road. I can't wait to see that.
I'm not even entertaining this movie.
Oh man,
I will definitely watch
you've
this.
got to give it a go.
I will watch this on Netflix, but I cannot see any good coming from a David Brent movie.
I think it's gonna be good.
And you know that as far as British TV goes, any TV goes, The Office is one of my favourite programmes ever. It's the most quotable TV show ever. Ricky Gervais is awesome in it. But this movie is way too fucking late.
Have you watched the movie that he's got on Netflix?
No.
With Eric Bana?
Not yet, no.
It's actually really
I
good.
do
I
fancy
really
it.
enjoyed it. It's got Kelly MacDonald as well.
I do fancy it.
It is really, really good. I would recommend it.
I will get round to it, but a David Brent movie just right now just doesn't float.
Well, I know for a fact that Bruni and I are going to see that in the cinema, so I'll give you a shout anyway.
Yeah, set yourself away.
I think that's pretty much it for August, isn't it?
Yeah, August isn't too great. I mean, you've got the You got the big Ben-Hur remake, but I'm not that fussed. Jumping into September, Sausage Party.
I'm definitely up for that one.
You're always up for a sausage party, so that's the Seth Rogen animated movie that's coming out.
Okay.
They think it's going to be the bee's knees, but yeah. But you do love a sausage party.
I like a sausage party, yeah, definitely.
Not really much else
No,
there.
not a great
either.
deal.
September's usually a shit month anyway. But I mean, Bridget Jones' Baby, you'll go and see that.
Yeah, yeah. 23rd September, The Magnificent Seven.
Yes,
I am really fancying that.
I was in from the word go last year when they said who the cast was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
The cast looks amazing.
it's an unbelievable cast.
I actually kind of think, I don't want to sound like an asshole towards Tarantino here, but I kind of think this is what he should have done instead of Hateful Eight.
Yeah, but he's always ripping people off, so he's always ripping off other people's movies. So he couldn't just do a straight out remake, or he could have.
He could have. Yes, I mean that's pretty much it for the summer. The summer season, really. I mean, after that you're into. I mean, October's a pretty dead month, isn't it? And then you get into like the winter.
Jack Reacher movie in October. Is that still Tom
Do we
Cruise?
need to call it in there? Can you just call it Jack Reacher 2?
Never go back. Is it still Tom? Yeah, it's still Tom.
Did you not like the first one?
I wasn't keen. I just didn't do much for me at all, if I'm completely honest. And then October, the 28th. Doctor Strange, which
I'll be seeing that in the cinema.
I'll definitely be seeing it. Of course I'm going to go and see it. It's a Marvel movie.
It's going to be one of those ones where we need to go for a drink before we go into the cinema.
Do you really think it's going to be that trippy?
I really do. Yeah.
I don't. I think that's just the way they're making it look right
now. It's one of those movies where it's a big risk for Marvel, and that always turns out well.
Yeah.
So I've got no reason to think it won't be fucking awesome.
This is one I'm actually quite happy about seeing this year. I won't be going to the cinema, but I'm definitely going to be watching this. Rings. We're finally getting... Remember the Ring movies way back in the early 2000s? Mm-hmm. We're finally getting the third part. I loved those movies, and I've been waiting for this one, so I'm happy this is finally coming.
Is that the one that had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it?
No, that was The Grudge.
Oh, shit,
She was in The Grudge. Rings had... what's her name? Her that was in King Kong. You know, the King Kong Peter Jackson film?
Yeah, I don't know who the...
Yeah, she was in that. I'm looking through the cast to see if she's in this one, but it doesn't look like it. Doesn't really have anybody big in it. Amy Teagarden, she was in Friday Night Lights, but...
Oh, it's got Leonard from Big Bang Theory in it.
Ugh. But, yeah, I've been waiting for this movie because I loved the first two, and I can't wait to see that. Did you ever watch the originals, the Japanese originals?
No.
Fuck me.
No.
They were scary. They were scary as balls.
The first one I kind of thought was a bit creepy. I don't think I ever saw it. I may have seen the second one. I'm not sure.
So I'm happy for that coming. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in November. You'll go and see that.
I'm not going to be going to see that.
But you're a Harry Potter fan.
I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'll wait for it on Blu-ray.
November the 25th, Bad Santa 2. Do we need this?
No, we don't. Wait too late.
Yeah, far too late. This is really that's pretty much that's us coming to the end of the year, and
well, yeah. I mean, as we know, there's only one movie in December, and that's Rogue One.
Where's that? What time's that coming out? Rogue One. Yeah. There's been a lot of they've released a lot of stuff about this, about characters and stuff.
Darth Vader's definitely going to be in it. I want to see Darth Vader going about chopping people the fuck up.
We'll get that.
We never saw that. We never really saw that with Darth Vader.
Nah.
He went, no! And then it was A New Hope. So, so yeah, that's it for the rest of 2016.
Yeah, I think 2016.
It's a good year for the cinema. I think there's a lot to look forward to.
It doesn't feel as big as 2015.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't at all.
Because we had Force Awakens to look forward to in 2015, and I think the danger now with the Star Wars movies. I think I've maybe mentioned to this before. The danger now with the Star Wars movies is if they don't make $100,000 fucking million, then they're going to be considered a flop.
Yep, which they're not going to be.
I don't think,
but people will consider it that.
Yeah, I don't think they would be as. Hopefully, they wouldn't be as arsey as that. That they would freak out and say, well, it's not made all the money in the world, so we're not going to be doing any more.
They won't do that.
I don't think they'll do it. So yeah, well, we move on to our top 5.
Yeah, we'll move on to our top 5.
Come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum!
Astro Radio Z is a horror, cult, exploitation film podcast hosted by me, Derek Carey. I was one of those monster kids growing up. The one that used to sit in the back end of that video store and scour over every single last film cover you saw back there. From the slashers to the monsters to the sleazy stuff. Yeah, I was freaking obsessed. And I still am. So much so I became a filmmaker myself. Now I bring on all my filmmaker friends, critics, musicians, and any other fans of the dark arts, which are horror, exploitation, and cult film. Are you one of these people? Then tune in and listen to my show, Astro Radio Z.
I love that promo.
It's fucking the best promo ever.
Like that and the Weebie Geeks one.
I like the Weebie Geeks one as well. Do you want to know more? That's a great promo. So yeah, that last section went on quite a while.
It did, didn't it? Is that like our longest ever news section? I don't know.
I feel that could probably stand alone as its own episode. And now what we're about to do would be like a 0.5 episode.
We don't do 0.5s anymore.
we
need to get our numbers up.
We do, yes. So I'll just put out as 2 episodes.
Be fine.
So yeah, this is one you came up with, this top 5.
Well, I had a bit of a, I don't know why. I was watching Avengers Assemble the other night, and I kind of had a bit of a creative splurge. Yeah, no.
I had a creative splurge 3 times.
3 times, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's on the way. Couple of weeks, couple of months.
Couple of months.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I came up with a couple of ideas for some top 5s and what have you. Because let's face it, most of the ideas you have are shit. So it's kind of up to me to come up with the top 5s.
Plus, we kind of rested on our laurels after the last episode. I feel like we had 2 episodes. We had the interview with Cavan, which was awesome. And then we had the episode with Gary coming on, and it kind of felt a little bit like we were peaking. So we were just like, you know what, let's just pump the brakes a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know what, we need to do an episode. Let's just fucking get in the studio.
Yeah.
So all the ideas that I may have had or you may have had, kind of just weren't there. So it was like, let's just fucking see what happens. Let's throw some onions, some carrots, some paprika into this shit and see what happens. So that's what we did.
Jesus.
So tell the people about your top 5, Chris.
So we are going to be talking about movie lines or movie quotes, if you will, that you would say in normal conversation, that you would find yourself using every day, that you would, if you're stood in a pub on a Friday night and you would go, roads where we're going, we don't need roads. That was fucking awesome.
That was pretty good. I would have preferred you to have been like, I drink your milk. Like, that's a good one.
Ooh, shit. Who the hell would I ever say that to, ever?
A child.
That's creepy and fucked up.
Oh, I can't believe my mind went there.
Well, my mind went there first.
No, my mind went somewhere completely different. And
not for the first time tonight.
And I'm so glad I didn't say it.
Sick bastard.
Okay, so...
Anyway, yeah, so it's movie quotes that you would find yourself saying, we all do it. Anyone who says they don't do it is a fucking liar.
Oh, yeah. It's pop culture. It's part of your life.
There are movies that we've seen. There are lines in these movies. Put that coffee down. That we would all say. We all say them. So that's what we're going to be talking about.
Fuck you. That's my name.
Exactly.
Awesome. Best line ever.
So what's your number 5 then, Kev? Let's go.
Oh, am I going first?
Aye.
Oh, shit. Well, mine is, it's a quote from a movie that you and I both love, but I like to do different variations in my life with this one.
Do you mean you misquote it?
I misquote it, but I misquote it on purpose. because the official line and the way it is said in the movie, which is Fanboys, the line is, "You're looking for love in all the wrong places," which is such a great fucking line. But I have found myself, on occasion, when somebody says, "I just can't find it, I don't know where it is," I have found myself saying, "That's because you're looking in all the wrong places."
I'm okay with that.
Granted, I tend to be saying this to Lindsay, so it goes way over her head. Or somebody that I work with, so it goes way over their head.
But if you said it to me, I'd probably kill you.
If I said it to you, no, you wouldn't kill me. You'd just be killing yourself laughing. You'd be like, "Oh, Kev, you're such a good one." Like that time we were sat in your flat and it was freezing and I said, "Oh man, it's hot cold in here." And like, anybody else I said that to wouldn't get that. But I love the line in Fanboys, and I have used little variations. And by the way, a couple on my list is variations of what the actual quote is.
I'm not sure I can cope with that.
But that's why I went straight to 5, because it was a variation. But I have found myself on occasion saying stuff like that.
Yeah, fair enough. The only person I quote Fanboys to is you.
Yeah, because nobody else gets it.
Well, you see, the only person that could maybe possibly get it would be Paul. But then...
That's a stretch.
That is a stretch, because as we know, he's like a normal person.
Yeah, he's like a normal geek.
He's like a normal... Yeah, he like bridges the gap. Yeah. Fair enough, that's cool.
Your number 5.
My number 5. And we've all said this at one point or other. It's not from one particular movie, but the guy says it all the time. And the quote is, "I'll be back."
Yeah. It's standard. It is absolutely
Who hasn't
standard.
said that? Who hasn't said that line before?
Again, if you try and tell me you haven't said this, you're a goddamn liar. Because everybody said it. It's not in my top 5. Nearly made it.
See, there were so many different parameters that you could give yourself for this one.
I tried to be strict, but not too strict.
For me, I said that it would be ones that I've probably said at some point, or that anybody could say. Everybody knows that line.
Yep.
From Arnie movies,
and everybody
multiple
says it.
movies.
You say it when you're going to the shop, "I'll be back." You know what I mean?
You have to say exactly that. I'll be back.
Usually I say "I'll be back," and then I'll walk out the door, and then I'll think, "Oh shit, I missed a trick there," and I'll turn back and I'll go in the door and I'll pop my head around and I'll be like, "I'll be back," and Lindsay goes, "Would you just fuck off?"
And then you go, "Buggy baby, buggy bumpers."
What's that?
That's from Last Action Hero.
Okay.
And he goes like, "Oh, you didn't know I was going to say that, did you?" What the fuck accent was that?
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck me.
I
He does say that. He goes, yeah, he does say that in Last Action Hero.
I believe you.
Buggy baby, buggy bumpers. Anyway,
so my number 4.
Yep.
And this is from one of my favourite movies of all time. I kind of slagged off the director a little bit earlier. A little bit, but everybody knows I love the guy, so you can't take it as a slagging off. I always say this when I'm not supposed to be working, when I'm doing overtime, but the line is, "I'm not even supposed to be here today," from Clerks by Dante Hicks. And it's one of those lines, you can put it anywhere.
Yes,
you can absolutely put
it.
It. And guaranteed, even if I have agreed to work overtime or if I have asked to overtime, I will tell somebody on that shift that I'm not even supposed to be here today because it makes me feel like a hero. And it makes me look like a damn hero too. So I'm not even supposed to be here today. Great line, and it works for any situation.
Fair enough.
It was going to be higher, but I thought number 4 was quite fair for it.
I'd probably put it at number 4 because not a lot of people have seen Clerks.
No, not everybody. Not everybody.
So if you sort of said that to like a normal,
yeah,
dirty bastards, they're everywhere. Those normals. If you said that to our normal, they'd go, "Huh?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when I do say it, most people say, "Kev, what film's that from?" Arseholes.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you're number 4.
My number 4, and again, this is one that everyone said this. Everyone knows this line, whether you've watched the movie or not. Everyone knows this line. Everyone has seen clips of this. And anytime someone says to you, "Is that the truth?" you go, "You can't handle the truth."
Everybody said it.
Everyone knows that line.
It's a line and a half. It's a great fucking line, and yeah, you can drop that shit on people anywhere.
You can drop that on anyone.
Like I'd like to be
even an awkward prick like Byrne.
Aye.
You could drop that on him, he would know it was from a movie at some point somewhere.
And that's when Byrne would like turn around and be like, you want me on that wall.
You need me on that wall.
Fucking awesome, man. That's great. Yeah, you can't handle the truth of that. That's almost like saying, show me the money. That's
Yes.
just, it's an iconic line that everybody knows and everybody will say. Even if you haven't seen Jerry Maguire, you know that line. If you haven't seen A Few Good Men, you know that line. Both Tom Cruise movies. See the way I did that? Mm-hmm. I like to link things in.
We do that now. We're professional.
Yeah, we're professionals balls.
This is episode fucking 40, people. Professional.
40
40.
episodes and counting.
So you're number 3.
My number 3, I asked Lindsay for a little bit of help, and Lindsay turned around and said, well, you know what your number 1 is, so I don't need to go there. And I said, oh yes, I know what my number 1 is. And then I double checked. I was like, do you know what my number 1 is? She said, oh yes. And she said it and she knew it, so, fair game. She knows me too well.
Mm-hmm.
But she said the other one, which I didn't think I actually said a lot, but apparently I do say this a lot. It's from a Disney movie.
Wow.
Called Tangled, which is the Rapunzel movie.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen it, but I know the one you mean.
As soon as she said this, like, my head kind of dropped. But apparently I say this a lot.
I was just going to get embarrassing here.
It could be a little bit. There's a scene in the movie where she goes to a bar called the Snuggly Duckling. And everybody's...
Think of that bar.
I love that bar.
And is that why little Anakin's on the way?
And basically, the witch is outside... And the little drunk Cupid guy comes like out and he's all pissed as a fart. And I think that's probably why I quote it all the time. But he says to her, somebody needs to get me a glass because you are a tall drink of water. Apparently I say this all the time. Somebody get me a glass because you are a tall drink of water.
What does that even mean?
Don't really know. But it's,
right.
It's a line that I've always... I think it's because when he says it, he's pissed. So I've picked it up and I've just been like, that's a great, great line. And it is slightly embarrassing. But like
that one is a little bit embarrassing.
I said to Lindsay, I was like, I'm aware that I've said this before. I'm aware that I've used this line on occasion. And she was like, on occasion. She's like, Kevin, that's like your go-to line. So I don't know if it's like a chat line I'm using. Like maybe when I'm pissed, I like just walk up to Lindsay and like, somebody get me a glass. Maybe that means she's got long legs. I don't know. The Americans might help us on that one. It sounds like an American quote.
Yeah.
It is a Disney movie, though, so it can't be perverted, if that's a thing.
Probably can. I'm sure it can. Aye. So my number 3 is another one that everybody knows.
I feel like my list is like the indie list and yours is like the main.
Mine is definitely in the mainstream list. I kind of, I wanted to do ones that everybody would know. You know, I had the normals in mind here, your welcome normals.
I think that's why you kind of had loads that you could put in there. And because I was so strict on myself, I was kind of like, it has to be something I say every now and then. It has to be something I should have just been less strict.
It'll be fine.
Because I'll tell you what, I've had a banging fucking headache with this list all day.
Dear me. Yeah, no, I with my list, I just want to go with people, things that people would just say when they're shooting the shit, you know?
No, I get it.
And so my number 3 is one that, again, everybody said when they're shooting the shit. And, you know, you're having a little bit of a heated debate, and somebody takes it too far, and then you go, why so serious?
Nearly made it. Nearly made my list.
Everybody said this.
It's great. It's one of those lines that as soon as you heard it, you knew that was going to be like a fucking... It's going to stay in the ethos and it's going to be something. So yeah, I would totally agree with you.
You know what, you could... I mean, again, as I said to you before, I watched Avengers Assemble. I rewatched that and... yeah, last week at some point, I actually also rewatched The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. And fuck me, he's so good. He's so good in that movie. And I prefer the one about the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, when he's delivering that line and all that, it's just fucking good. And everybody knows that movie. Everybody is aware of that movie. And if somebody goes to you, why so serious? You know what it is.
It's sort of like the new Why the Long Face? Why so serious?
Yeah.
It's kind of become that. So yeah, I'm totally up for that. It's a great line, and I reckon it's one of those lines that people would say it and then go, "Oh, I just quoted Dark Knight." Maybe not as namby-pamby as I just did it, but
People didn't see that. You don't have to do that.
All right, yeah, okay. My number 2, I've sort of semi-hobbied this.
Oh.
It's a 2-parter, but it's the same movie and it's the same conversation.
Right.
And this one, I'm sure you'll have heard me say this. I say both of these lines to the kids all the time, and it's when they ask me if they can have a glass of juice. And I go straight to Happy Gilmore and I say, "You can trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up." I absolutely love that.
I've never heard
line.
you say that, but I can imagine you saying that.
I say it to Lindsay all the time. I say it to the kids all the
I
time.
think I'd be brave enough to say that to Lindsay.
Whenever somebody says, can I get a glass of juice or can I get a cup of coffee, I'll say, you can trouble me to a warm glass of shut the hell up. And the second line is when he says, and again, this one gets used on the kids all the time. I mean, you probably heard me say it like about 2 hours ago. So it's basically they're having the conversation, and the old lady in Happy Gilmore goes, "Can I get a glass of what?" He says, "You can trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up." And then he says, it's Ben Stiller, by the way, who says the line. And he goes, "Look at the name tag." And on the name tag, he's got Hal. It says HALL. So he goes, "Look at the name tag." He goes, "You're in my world now." But then he says, "You will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep."
Wow. Yeah, I did use it. Yeah.
Now, I've said this to the kids a few times. When you really just can't get them to go to sleep and they just keep running down the stairs and they're just being the most, I love my kids, but you just want them to go to bed because you want to play the Xbox or you want to go and do your podcast or something like that. So my go-to line is, "You will go to sleep or I will put you to sleep."
And then do you do the Undertaker thing?
I should.
You should try that.
Because once I say it, guaranteed.
And get like a blue light and shine it on your eyes,
But literally, whenever I say that line, you can guarantee it doesn't fucking work because they will stay awake for another 3-4 hours just to piss you off. That's kids for you.
Wow.
I love my kids, but that's just them.
Fair enough.
So you're number 2?
Yeah, my number 2. That got dark again. My number 2. I'm not sure if everybody said this, but they probably should. But it is a line. We discussed it earlier on. It is a line that everybody knows, whether you've seen the movie or not. You may not use it in everyday conversation, but... And the line is, "With great power comes great responsibility." Yeah, everybody knows that line.
Everybody knows the line. You might not have seen the movie, but
you
know
don't have to have read the comics. You don't have to, love the character or anything like that. But if you say to someone, "With great power comes great responsibility," they know you're talking about Spider-Man.
Yep.
They'll probably tell me to shut up anyway. But
it's like sitting there and saying, "Adventure, excitement, a Jedi craves not these things." Everybody knows.
I deliver a bit more passion than that, though, Kev. Not right now.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
there you
honourable mentions. Do you have honourable mentions?
Oh, I
bet you've got like a million on. Are they all Star Wars quotes?
No. None of them are.
I'm struggling to think what your number 1 might be.
You're not going to be surprised when I say it. You're not at all. Anyway, but
can I try and guess it when we get to it?
Yeah.
Right.
So I've got 2 honourable mentions. The first one is game over, man. It's game over.
Yep. Definitely. That was in my list for a little while and then I dropped it. I had another Aliens quote. Mm-hmm. And again...
Mostly.
Again, it's a variation of any time you end a sentence with "mostly" and then you go, and then go, "mostly."
Mostly. Because whenever you say that for me now, it's not Aliens, it's South Park. They mostly come at night. Mostly.
It's Cartman. They mostly come at night.
That's cool.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
The other honourable mention I had was, again, sort of identifying everybody knows this movie, everybody knows this line. Mama said life was a bunch of chocolates.
Yep, I'll give you that one. I had one line that me and my brother Jamie used to say years and years and years ago from Mallrats. It's a throwaway line from Jason Mewes when he's at the game show and he's at the side of the stage and he goes, "Do it, Doug!" And he shouts at the contestants on the stage. He's like, "Do it, Doug!" And then for months after me and Jamie watched it for the first time, we were at like football on a Saturday, and
soccer.
I don't know if there was somebody on the pitch called Doug, but me and Jamie used to go, "Do it, Doug!" It was like a pep talk for some reason. It was like,
what movie is this from?
From Mallrats.
All right.
It's literally a totally throwaway scene that most people would go, "I don't remember that."
I've still only seen that once. We're slavering all the way through it.
Get that fixed.
Yeah.
My other one, at work, I like to say this. When people say, "How's your day going?" or "How are you getting on?" Is that you finishing your shift? Is that you ending your shift? When you get that asinine person who comes up to you and says something that you just think, "What a dick," and they say, "How are you getting on?" And I just like to turn around and quote Shawshank, and I just like to say, well, it comes to a point where you have to get busy living or get busy dying.
Wow.
And that's some deep shit that I like to throw on them. And you know what? They always turn around and walk away.
I thought you were going to say, what's selling anything you put in there is going to get bitten off.
I do that as well. That's like my interview technique. When they say, "How much do you want this job?" I say, well, anything you put in there is getting bitten off.
Wow.
But my number one.
So, can I take a guess? I might be wrong.
You can take a guess. Remember how indie my list has been so far.
Is it Don't Call Me Shirley?
You bastard!
Yes!
Oh!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yeah. Airplane. Please Don't Call Me Shirley.
Fucking get in.
As soon as I said to the wife today that it was quotes from movies that we use in everyday conversation, she turned around and literally said, "Please don't call me Shirley." And I was like, how did you know that was my number one? How many times have you heard me say that? It's my go-to line for everything.
It is your go-to line.
As soon as somebody drops the Shirley, that's where I go. That's where my head goes. It's where my mouth goes. Please don't call me Shirley. It's just...
I fucking knew it was going to be.
I did have, I was going to hobby it, and I did have, 6 or 7 quotes from Airplane. But Please Don't Call Me Shirley. It's the best line in the movie.
So, on that note, do you think you can guess mine?
Well, I'm a little bit... I have 2 in my head that I think you would say, but I'm going to go with...
Bear in mind, I've gone with, not necessarily ones that I would say all the time, but if you would say the line, people would know what the movie was.
Well, that's why I was going to go with You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat.
That was my number one.
Because I thought I had May the Force Be With You or You're Gonna Be in a Bigger Boat, but not everybody... As big as Star Wars is, some people are fucking retards.
I think if you said to anyone, "May the Force be with you,"
you
would know what the Force was. And everybody knows that line. But You're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat is a classic line from my favourite ever fucking movie. So I use that all the time,
Well, I'm glad I got yours, because I can't believe you... Well, I should have known you'd get mine. It was never going to be hard, was it?
Well, I think that's quite good that we knew each other's.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And here was us thinking we had nothing to talk to each other about tonight.
No doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, Please Don't Call Me Shirley is the best line in that movie. Airplane's my favourite comedy of all time. But You're gonna need a bigger boat. That was where I thought you were gonna go.
Well, it's Jaws. Can't be a bit of Jaws. Yeah. So we had a little bit of listener poop shoots. We didn't do this the last time.
Are we still staying with poop shoots?
Well, you started it.
Okay.
It's episode 40, so now's the time to rebrand it if you want to rebrand it.
We didn't do it, did we, last time? We
had them. I had them all screenshotted and everything, but then we kind of, we were speaking to Gary and...
we got all excited with Gary being on.
Yeah, that's where it was, Yeah.
I would rectify that and read some out, but I'm not going to.
I've not got them saved anymore.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a little bit of... Well, may as well just stick with poop shoots. It's 40 episodes old now. So, so Brigger said, to make a long story short, Too Late from Clue.
All right, Clue, yeah.
Which I had never heard of before.
I know he gave you grief for that. He gave you a little bit of grief for that.
So did you, to be fair.
To be honest, I've seen Clue once or twice, but we are talking a long fucking time ago.
I had actually never heard of it.
It's basically Cluedo. Jeff was right when Jeff said...
Oh, I thought he was taking the piss.
No, he said something about, oh, those boys probably call it Cluedo. Well, you know what? We do call it Cluedo. That's what it is.
Oh.
But it's a movie version.
There's a movie version of Cluedo?
Basically, yeah. With, I'm going to sound like a right dick if I'm wrong here, but I believe it's Tim Curry.
Shit. I had no idea. Yeah. Big Dev said, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Big Lebowski.
Yes.
You didn't really do that very well. It's supposed to be, yeah, well, dude. But yeah, Big Lebowski.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I saw that.
I've not seen it for a long time, and all I remember is Julianne Moore being filthy as fuck in that movie. That's all I really remember. And John Goodman. God damn it, Donnie!
Hayes.
Way.
God love him.
Miss you, man.
Yeah, we do actually miss you a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, because you keep making fucking English jokes, you prick.
He's not letting up on that
He's not letting up. Fucker. I love you, buddy. The greatest trick the devil ever made was convincing the world he didn't exist.
I would struggle putting that in conversation. It's a great line. It's a fantastic line. But unless it was like in an interview, you know, like, you know, who inspires you? I could maybe come up with that line. But I would struggle slipping that in a conversation.
Now, you see, when I first read that, I actually didn't realise it was that movie. I thought it was Constantine.
All right.
Because it's a little bit, they talk a little bit like that, don't they?
But it's not.
You know, he goes to Rachel Weisz, God is a kid with an ant house, is it?
Yeah.
Whatever.
He says some shit like that.
Yeah, aye. So we also had some feedback from the lads at the Free Trade B team. Best pool team in Berwick. Allegedly. So Paul Byrne, who loves himself a bit of Tropic Thunder.
Oh, God. Goddamn shit-sucking motherfucker.
I suggested to him, cover my limp dick fuckers. But he said... I think he just probably wanted me to read this out. We're supposed to be a unit. Suck on my unit.
Oh, no. Suck on my unit. Oh, shit.
Richard Tucker said, why so serious?
Suck on my unit.
Chris Meekin said, this is Sparta. I think we probably all said that.
Yeah.
You know, they kind of went a little bit monologue-y. He also suggested Russell Crowe's speech in Gladiator.
What, the whole thing?
No, the whole thing. No, the one in the arena where he says, I'm the father to a husband's son. And
where are you slipping that in the conversation?
Yeah, it's a bit...
Father to a slain child and a husband to a raped wife. All that bollocks. Something like that.
He sounded like Littlefinger there, though. Should I be worried? Game of Thronesy. Richard Tucker said Independence Day. And then Chris Meekin said, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Oh, Winnie, you're not saying that.
We've all said that.
Nah.
We've all said that.
I lean out the van window and say that.
After you deliver your stuff. Instead of goodbye, thank you, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And he also said, with great power comes great responsibility. So
I have been tempted on a few occasions to use a Scott Pilgrim quote when I am out delivering. Now, I'm not...
Cocky cock. Shit!
No.
Shit! We say that all the fucking time.
We do, yes.
Damn. Anyway,
I'm not going to say who I deliver for. I'm never going to say that on the podcast.
I know what you're going to say. Can I guess again what you're going to say here?
Go on then.
It's milk and ice, bitch.
I've been so tempted a few times just to come out with milk and eggs, bitch. But I've never done it. I never will do it. But how great would that be? Because that is a wicked ass quote.
Yes.
And I've always said it was like my favourite Scott Pilgrim.
I can't believe I forgot about you cocky cock.
I thought you'd have cocky cock in there, if I'm honest.
Because I actually use that all the fucking time. Too much, if anything.
More than I care to admit.
So that's our top 5.
That is the top 5.
Thank you, everyone, for getting involved. And
yeah,
you ignorant pricks if you didn't get involved.
It's always nice to get poop shoots.
Yeah, nice to have poop shoots.
It is.
So...
nice to have poop shoots. Fuck's sake.
So, you son of a bitch.
Well, before we jump in, I'm going to play a quick promo.
Oh, just delay it as long as you can, eh?
Look, I'm retaining this bad boy. Mm-hmm. We know these questions are going to be ridiculously hard.
Surely not. It was only £6, so surely not.
So here's a promo.
Yeah. And I'm Blake from the History of Bad Ideas. And we'll get back to your regularly scheduled program here in just a second, geek listeners. But we do a weekly podcast called The History of Bad Ideas.
Yeah, where we'll discuss things like television or movies or music or games or any other thing that falls into our geek-related podcast knowledge.
You can find us on Geek Life Radio, Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. Or Radio-Blitz, Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, or you can listen to us whenever the hell you want on iTunes and Stitcher.
Check us out. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Team Worsley for life. So, I am going to retain my championship now. The 365 Flicks championship belt is on the line. I have defended this bad boy twice. I've won it twice. Mm-hmm. And now Chris has come up with a movie trivia game for us to play. Now, I will apologise before we start because this could go horrendously wrong.
Yeah.
This could be like the worst thing we've ever done.
It'll be fine. It's a card game. I've just read the first card and it's like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type situation.
Multi-choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the first card was...
Lucky!
So, and no twitting.
No twitting.
Tweeting.
Oh, so I can't use my Googles?
No, you can fuck off for that.
I need my Googles?
No.
What about my wiki?
No.
IMDb?
No.
Okay.
So, we're going to start this off. We're going to do 5 choices each. And
have you shuffled the cards?
It's how it arrived in the box, Kev. I've not touched the cards.
Alright, aye. Whatever.
Right, so you go first.
What am I doing?
You pick a card.
How many are we doing?
Well, we're doing 5 each to start with. Not that one.
Why? No, I don't want that one.
I'm fucking with you.
No,
I'm only fucking with you.
You don't want that one anyway.
Right, so go.
Right, so that was my Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Right, so question number 1 for Chris to potentially go 1-0 up in the retaining of the 365 Flicks for Kevin. Heel Kev. Hashtag Heel Kev. Question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Da Vinci Code.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Stars which French actress as Sophie Neveu?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's multiple choice,
mm-hmm.
which is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
A. Audrey Tautou. B. Marion Cotillard. Cotillard. C. Sophie Marceau. D. Brigitte Bardot.
Oh shit. Stop doing 24. Fuck, I have no idea. I thought you were going to say like Monica, what's her name?
Monica Bellucci.
Aye.
No, she's not on there.
Shit.
I should have put her on there just so you would like.
But then I would have
out.
said that one.
And then you'd be wrong.
Fuck, I have no idea. I have no idea which character that is. C.
C. Sophie Marceau is wrong.
Fuck.
Sorry, it's Audrey Tautou.
Who the hell is Audrey Tautou?
Audrey Tautou from Amelie and the Da Vinci Code.
Okay.
Proof.
I believe you.
So, nil.
Oh, fuck me.
Nil point.
What the fuck kind of fucking question is this?
Does that mean it's a hard one?
No. Which actor was transformed into a fly in 1986? A. Jeff Goldblum. B. Joaquin Phoenix. C. Vince Vaughn. Or D. Jeremy Irons. Would you like to phone a friend or?
I will go with. Was it A. Jeff Goldblum?
No, it was C. Jeff Goldblum.
I will go with Jeff Goldblum.
Fucking hell.
1-0 to the cave.
Bastard.
Chalk it up. What is it, first or 5 or? First 2, 5.
No, 5 and then whoever's got the most.
Oh, first to 5.
Okay.
Dramatic tension.
First 5 then?
No, we'll do 5 and then whoever's got most.
Yeah.
Which film series released its Chapter 2 in 2013? A. Pacific Rim? B. The Hangover, C. Carrie, or D. Insidious?
Which year?
2013. 2013. Which movie released it? Chapter 2 in 2013.
Insidious?
Yay!
Oh!
That was my party thing. Oh, shit.
Which Jack starred in the movie The Apartment?
Oh, shitballs.
Lemon, Nicholson, Black, or Palance? Palance?
The Apartment.
The Apartment.
Is that Hitchcock thing?
I've never heard of it, so it's not Hitchcock.
I'm going to have to guess. What was the...
Lemon, Nicholson, Black, or Palance?
I'll go with Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome! That was a total guess. Motherfucker! Ooh. Now I know you'll get this one. Who is the author of the novel Gone Girl, adapted into a 2014 movie? I'll give you a clue. It's not Ben Affleck. A. Jodie Picoult. B. Stephanie Meyer. C. Marcus Zusak. D. Gillian Flynn.
Stephanie Meyer?
Stephanie Meyer. Is that not the Twilight woman?
I don't know.
It's wrong. I think that's Twilight woman. Gillian Flynn.
Nipples.
Nipples and cockballs.
Ah, son of a bitch.
And still... Not quite. You want to do best of 2-5?
Let's do best 2-5. Okay. Right. Which anniversary did Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs celebrate in 2007? 2007. 70th, 50th, 30th, or 100th?
2007.
Yaha.
I'm sure that was like 71, which doesn't help because my maths is shit. What was it?
2007. Was it 70th, 50th, 30th, or 100th?
Fuck it. 50th.
No, 70th.
Bollocking bastards.
Right, come on.
Ooh, oh, bollocks. What is the name of the 2010 film about Rapunzel that proved a smash hit? A. Turbo, B. Tangled, C. Shrek, or D. The Town? The fucking Town?
Tangled.
Well done. That's not fair.
See, I was going to say the town there, but as a joke, but you would have fucking taken it too seriously. Yeah.
I can't believe that.
2-2 right now.
It's the last time I put that in my quotes.
Ah, shit. Okay. Who starred in the 2005 version of The Longest Yard? A. Burt Reynolds, B. Nelly, C. Adam Sandler, or D. Steve Austin?
Who starred in what?
2005 version of The Longest Yard.
Right.
Burt Reynolds, Nelly, Adam Sandler, or Steve Austin?
I thought they were all in it.
I've never seen it.
2005, The Longest Yard. They're all in it.
I've got an answer here.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
They're all in it.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Every one of those
characters. You fucking see it right there.
Every one of those characters is in that movie. Burt Reynolds, fucking Nelly, and Steve Austin, they're all in that movie.
I don't know. Maybe this box set is bullshit.
Or are they on about, like, the star?
Who starred?
Alright, that's fucking
weird. He
weird.
would be on the poster, wouldn't he? So
I think they're all in the fucking poster.
Was Stone Cold in that?
Yes.
Was he? Oh.
He plays like the... I'll take it,
That
but
doesn't help me.
that's fucking weird. Oh, man. Who played a younger version of Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black 3? A. Nicolas Cage, B. James Franco, C. Josh Brolin, or D. Matt Dillon?
Brolin.
Yeah.
3-3 tensions.
I'm kind of perplexed with that last question.
Got Men in Black.
Got me on edge now.
Oh.
Longest Yard.
Oh, you're fucked here.
No, I'm not.
In which Woody Allen movie?
Love Woody Allen.
Okay. Does Woody play a man who travels to the future? Annie Hall, Take the Money and Run, Sleeper, Scenes from a Mall.
Sleeper.
Fuck!
Yeah, boy! Because it's got a robot on the box.
I don't like Woody Allen pish.
I don't like Woody Allen pish either. He's not like shagging his fucking daughter or something. Oh, you'll never get this one. Who starred alongside Jim Carrey in The Mask? And it's not Ian McNeice. A. Cameron Diaz. B. Amy Poehler. C. Tina Fey. Or D. Catherine Hegel.
Cameron Diaz.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well done.
So we're both on 4. So wait a minute, that's not fair. You said first to 5, so that's not fair.
It's where the cards land.
No.
I'll give you a chance to equal me, and then we'll go to tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a chance. Don't worry. You're not going to get it, but
Look, wait a minute, if you win this one and I don't, then you've got the 5 and I haven't.
Yep.
So okay. Right. So who directed 2014's Lone Survivor? James Berg, Greg Berg, Freddie Berg, or Peter Berg?
that Chris Tarrant is Peter Berg.
It was.
Of course it was. I fucking love that movie.
I wouldn't have gotten that one.
I like anything he makes.
So you're on 5.
So if you don't get this, I am still...
Have you got a movie in?
Oh, motherfuck. We might not get this. What is Peter Jackson seen eating in his Fellowship of the Ring cameo? A carrot. B, a stalk of celery. C, a honey cake. Or D, a potato. How the fuck are you meant to know that?
Who the fuck knows that?
Obviously the guy that made this game.
Bastard, son of a bitch. Honey cake.
Oh, no. It was a carrot.
A fucking carrot.
It was a carrot.
Fucking bastard shite fuck.
So, you know what that means?
Yeah, I know what that means.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn soul stop it? Here comes the new kid on the block. Hold on, you.
And still the 365Flicks champion! Kev. Hashtag heel Kev.
Fuck you. So, have you got a movie for me?
I don't, actually.
How?
Because I honestly thought Kindergarten Cop 2 was on Netflix already. And that was going to be
quite happy with Kindergarten Cop 2.
I honestly thought it was on Netflix already. I will find a movie and you will get it, and I'll edit a little bit in to pretend like we knew what movie you were going to watch. You will get the movie, I will put it up on the Twitter and the Facebook, and you will watch that movie like a good one. And
who knows what the fuck some prick is eating on a fucking cameo?
Well, you like your Lord of the Rings, you're obviously not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not looking for... I didn't even know Peter Jackson had a cameo.
Well, apparently
Was he a horse?
No, he's clearly a person who eating a carrot.
That's some horse shit.
You will remember that from now on. And you know what? You gave me some tricky ones in there. But I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. I know my shit.
Fucker. So that's been episode 40.
That has been episode 40.
I've quite enjoyed that tonight.
I have enjoyed it. I think the news section will be getting chopped down quite a bit.
But don't chop it down too much. I think we did quite a good job on it.
Yeah, the news was good. It got a bit deep. Is that you checking now?
No, that was the test one to see what it was like.
Right.
The first one I picked out was complete the title of the 2014 film, White Bird in a Hurricane Storm Tornado Blizzard. I've never heard of that.
Because I read it.
Oh. That'll do it.
So I have retained the 365Flicks Championship. I mean, if you want, buddy, I did say that if I retain it, I will put it up at the next pay-per-view, which is a week's time. I'm more than happy to do that.
Oh, it's this Sunday night.
But, I mean, let's be honest. It's staying here for a while.
No, not this Sunday night. Well, I'll take my dues. I'll watch a shit movie and I'll review it.
You will, and I'll let you know in due course what that movie is.
And don't you be looking at these cards. I'm going to leave them here. And
I don't need to do that. I got knowledge. I got knowledge, son.
I'm going to challenge you again shortly.
I school your ass on the old movie trivia.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been episode 40. I am Kev, your 365 Flicks champion, and the man next to me is...
Yes, I'm Chris, and I am still a Scottish Sweden whore.
Defeated.
Defeated.
Very much defeated. I'll let you know what movie you have to watch and come back and review in episode 41. But for now, if you want to find us, if you want to come and see us and just send us some hateful bile, we're totally cool with that. I'm dying for hate mail.
Well, you know, guys, you've got a heel champ right here.
Exactly.
Heel Kev is right here.
I am very much the definition of a heel champ right now. And I'm a cocky cock to boot, so... Yeah, so if you want to speak to us, if you want to find out who we are, where we are, get yourself onto the Twitter at 365FlicksPod. The Facebook is 365FlicksPodcast. You can email us. You know the email, I can never remember it.
Yeah, the email address is rant@365flickspodcast.co.uk.
We're on the networks. We're on the Tangent Bound. We're on the Wicked Radio. We love being on those networks. We're so happy to be part of the networks with Mark and Dev. It's just awesome. Even though Dev keeps giving me shit. We're also on Weeby Geeks. We're on our British home Nerdly. They are just the nicest chaps in the world, you know, next to us. And the Geeky Antics Network Global. Yo, Mark, I'm sorting my shit out, so don't worry about that. We're going to be good. We're going to be gold in a minute. Okay? We're on the Satchel, which is partnered up with Tangent Bound. I feel like I'm contractually obligated to pimp that out. Plus, it's a damn fine app. We're also on any other third-party app you can find on your Android phones, on your iPhones, on your whatever, and iTunes. Which, yeah, just get on there, review us, talk about us, let everybody know who we are. And, yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say to people before?
No, I'm in the huff now.
You're in the huff?
Yeah.
So I will play us out with my championship theme tune. I'm not going to get sued, am I?
By me?
You can't imagine I'll get sued by, like, the WWE or anything, do you?
Nah, I'll be fine.
Clearly not the right theme tune. Feel like a dick now.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then your talking don't matter. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Patent pockets. We take the dollar, dollar. Can a damn.
I'll tell you what, pal.
Go on then.
Seeing as you haven't seen Clue,
Mm-hmm.
it's on British Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It has 3.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
That is your movie.
Clue.
And I'm not exactly giving you a bad movie here.
Well, let's go 3.5 stars.
So I would like you to remember this moment that I gave you a good movie. And don't give me any pile of shit when I lose that championship.
Fuck that. Fuck that. No. Which one did you give me to watch that I actually quite liked?
Well, I think you loved The Room. You loved
The Room. That's where it was.
You did love
I
that
actually quite
film.
enjoyed watching it. But yeah, okay, I'll watch Clue.
So, yeah, episode 41 when we come back, Chris is going to review Clue. And I do feel that the onus for this goes to Jeff, which I think is a nice way of paying him back. Brigger and Jeff, which I think is a nice way of paying them both back for saying that Brigger was the heart and soul of the podcast, which he's clearly not. If anything, it goes to Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's Simpson stabbed out.
So see you next time.
Yep.